There's this, there was a comment in the, chat, um I cracked a joke yesterday about Jesus, and Mary Magdalene maybe having sex.
Oh, yeah.
I cracked a joke about that yesterday,
Yeah.
and that got someone so twisted. That got this girl really twisted.
Oh.
I didn't know that was, like, taboo. I didn't know that was, like, taboo to joke about that.
I don't think it is. I think it's just one individual we're talking about, yeah?
I mean, like, you're not supposed to have you're not "Hey, Greg, good morning."
Morning.
Buddy, what's up?
You're
morning,
not
Greg.
supposed
Hi,
to
guys.
draw you're not supposed to draw Muhammad, right?
No,
Or, like
no depiction of the image.
Yeah, and yesterday on the show, I made a joke about Jesus, maybe, having fornicated with Mary Magdalene, and someone, like, got this lady said, like, if she said,
Oh,
"Hey, I
see
don't
the
mind your."
comment.
Yeah, will you read that? Will you read that?
Oh, yeah. Sevan, I love your show, and I listen almost every day. I respect your
Thank you,
opinions.
thank you. By the way, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause you love my show, thank you.
Even though I may not agree with them all. I hate that's the stupidest line ever. Well, I don't agree with everything they say. Who the fuck agrees with everything everybody says? It's just, yeah, thank you. Check. I'm a Catholic woman who is devoted to her faith.
Thank you.
Cursing, crassness, and vulgarity may be an issue for me, but I look past it because I love your show so much.
Thank you.
But what I cannot stand for is your comment towards Jesus. You may not be a believer, and that's completely fine. But for those of us who are true believers, that comment you made about Jesus and Mary Magdalene was like a stab in our hearts.
I didn't even say it was just a joke about him having sex with Mary Magdalene.
Inappropriate, sir. This is your show, and you speak as you please, but it may turn me away from it, which will make me very sad.
I started, like, tripping on the fact, is he not supposed to have had sex? Is that one of his deals?
You're asking the wrong guy if you're asking me.
Who,
That's
the
Jesus?
person that sent the email?
Her too. I saw her profile pic. She looks very attractive. I hope
I
she's
came
having-
in late. Excuse me.
I hope so. I hope someone's having sex with her. I was just tripping because I didn't know that. I thought Jesus was, like, cool and fun, and he could crack jokes, and he was loving, and I didn't know you couldn't, like, joke about him having, like if I said that to Jesus, like, "Yo, you bang that bitch," and he'd be like, "Nah, come on, guys, come on, all right, get back to." I thought he was I thought he was a homie. I thought he was a homie. I thought he was lighthearted and cool and fun, but intense with conviction. You think that was you think that? Oh my goodness! One of the comments is
you kind of roll with it's like just a sect difference within believers. So you roll with a joking, fun Jesus, and she's got the more serious kind of Jesus going on.
Yeah, and if I did find out he had sex, I'm not pissed at him. I'm like, I'm cool. I'm like, I'm not even mad at him. I'm like, I get it.
Does the joke have value in consideration of the swath of humanity that it could offend? I guess that's always the question, right?
Yeah, I didn't even say. Basically, Dave's reading the Bible, and then Dave said he's also reading some companion books to help, like, him understand the Bible. And I said, I wonder if he's read the companion book that's, like, claims that Jesus had sex with Mary Magdalene. I didn't even say I was.
Dave?
Oh yeah, Dave Castro, the Mexican dude, lives by your house, and we go to lunch with him once a month. Yeah.
Yeah. That's my Dave.
Your Dave, yes, right. Yeah. Dave, yes. Your Dave. He's reading the Biblo.
And he's getting some help.
Well, from companion books.
That's things must be tight over there, huh?
No. Well, I in all honesty, I don't want to speak for Dave, but I think he's strictly reading it as literature. I think because he reads so much, he's trying to, like, and there's so many what's the word, allusions or illustrations or parallels or
references. That's
references.
For sure.
Thank you. References to the Biblo that he wants to be more of a student of it. But you never know what can happen with a powerful book like that. He could get halfway through it and
I wonder if there's any other literature where he's looked for outside help, be it like Hamlet or Moby Dick or what have you.
Yeah, I think he said he did. I forget which ones, but yeah, like
that wouldn't surprise me.
Like James Joyce, Ulysses, or something he read. He was like, God, I
Yeah.
had to read the book to help me read the book.
Yeah.
I think I tried to read that and gave up, or one of those books, one of the James Joyce books. Oh, I just got approval from your wife to come to your house.
Oh, cool. Wow. Phew.
Hey, that's no joke. You'll make plans to visit Greg. He'll be like, dude, come anytime. And then I call his wife. He's like, no, we're not even going to be home that month.
He never said he was going to be there. He just said come anytime.
Yeah, that's what Greg will say too. Yes. So what? What's your point? Just come. Let's come. Greg, can I? Yes.
Yeah, come on.
Anyway,
hey,
there's
always people here. Always.
Like homies or like gardeners?
Just that too. But I mean, we were supposed to have lunch with Erin from friend from Jackson Hole, Wyoming today, but one of her kids got sick and she left early. Otherwise, we'd be there. But there was something the day before. TJ came down and spent the night. I mean, we've got
the East Coast. TJ came. East Coast TJ,
no. Pool Baron TJ.
Oh, yeah, cool. I know him as boat TJ.
We've always got people here, always. But when they're my friends, we need a schedule.
Bernie Gannon. Hey, before I bring up Bernie, are your kids going to jiu-jitsu like right? Because my kids have a tournament right when we get home, so I was going to send them to jiu-jitsu with you every day. Are they still going a lot?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay, good. Okay, Bernie Gannon. And I love Bernie. He's so insightful always. The lady offered constructive criticism. I understand. She's not a loon. Fair enough. The message was not aggressive or twisted. I agree. It touched me though. I'll tell you that. It got in my head. She opined that it was disrespectful. Many would agree. All right.
I'm with Bernie. There's a needs to be, and in my head, there's a coalition of decency, and it includes plenty of religious people. The allies I have. In terms of allies, and I'm a godless sort, but I have significant allies amongst Christians of all sorts, Mormons, Jews, Catholics in particular, and where they're sensitive, I'm try to mirror that sensitivity to some extent, and remain amongst them a non-believer. But in good company, and so there's bears that look. I'm told I've got to have respect for all religions. Fuck that. Not going to do that. I'm the godless guy, right? Not going to have the same respect for all religions. Not gonna. I think it would be unethical to, immoral to, blind.
I agree.
Dangerous to hold them all in equal regard.
It's like
true to civilization and true to decency and all my values and everything I hold dear, I won't find it outside of Judeo-Christian culture. I give those good folks a pass, and when they all bow their heads and can take their hats off, I look around and fucking to do the same. I take my hat off and drop my head. I don't better connect with a God. I know I see myself somewhat as an outsider, in that I don't share that faith with those whom I share everything else I hold dear, from free speech to not molesting or clitorectomizing my little girls. If we can go back to the church again.
Greg, there's a difference between me saying, hey, listen, guys,
I know.
Jesus
I know.
was really just a scam, and he was just around banging everyone's wives while you were
I
out
know.
working, and he's a fucking whore. I cracked a joke about maybe him having sex with Mary. I didn't even say maybe.
Maybe
There's-
it's like ripping a 20-second fart at Thanksgiving, during the prayer. I mean, it's like you can explain it.
I'm
I mean,
okay
it's
with
like,
that. I'm okay with that too. That's God speaking.
yeah,
Only
yeah,
God
there
knows
you
why
go.
things
That's
happen.
the Sevi
Yeah.
I love. That's the Sevi I love.
I just don't think I was when I'm high on mushrooms and 23 years old and I'm at the beach, I'm like, fuck, I love everyone. I accept everyone no matter what, under one God. I love everyone. Now I'm 51 and I think all pedophiles should be scooped up into a giant fucking cloth bag and with the world's largest slingshot shot into space with no questions asked.
Oh,
And it's
that's
like
tame. That's too tame.
and I'm not and so things have, I don't know. I think it's fair to, I'm more, to be honest with you, I'm more concerned that you hold this man Jesus in such high esteem that someone can't crack a joke about someone else postulating whether he's had sex before. That shouldn't rock you. I'm more concerned about her than I am about.
Did it rock her though, or did she just ask?
Dude, you should not be offended. If your homie is Jesus, if you love Jesus, if you have faith in Jesus, and some dude cracks a joke that he banged Mary Magdalene, or maybe he did, I don't know. It shouldn't
Sounds like it was the straw that broke the camel's back.
like she had already had enough semen jokes and stuff. Okay,
four other things devoted to her faith. The cursing, crassness, and vulgarity may be an issue for me, but I look past it.
Augustus Link, the pedophiles could still survive that. No, I'm a big slingshot, shot way out into space. way. Like
it would take more than a slingshot.
What would it take?
Fire and brimstone.
Well, something that
Elon would make.
Without containing propulsion, it's actually just a missile, like throwing a rock, right?
Yeah.
Not a missile, not like a ballistic missile, which is technically a rocket. But you're not going to be able to give it enough speed to get out of orbit. You're not going to get into space with it.
So you're saying they'd fall to the ground and perish?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, geez Louise, you put them in the wood chipper. My goodness.
Wow.
I have something funny to show you. You're gonna love this, Greg. You are gonna love this. God, California is great.
I wonder how Jessica feels about California.
I should probably send this to you, Caleb, because my Instagram is all jacked up. This is Barbara Lee. I don't know what she's running for. Is she running for? I don't know what she's running for, but this is a debate she's having. This is amazing. Seriously, this one's gonna rock you, dude.
I'm excited.
This one's gonna hit you straight to your core. Wait till you.
Oh, $50 minimum wage. Count me in.
Oh, Senate. She's running for Senate.
Oh, fuck.
Barbara Lee, right?
Yeah. Hey, this lady, in some of the circles that I run in, this lady's been a hero in some of those circles for ever. And she's a bona fide quack job. But wait till you hear this, dude. She's running for. Is she running for U.S. Senate? Yeah, U.S. Senate. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Listen to this crap. This is crazy. Listen to this.
$20 and $25 an hour. You're calling for a $50 an hour federal minimum wage. That's 7 times the current national minimum wage of $7.25 an hour. Can you explain how that would be economically sustainable for small businesses? You have 60 seconds.
First, let me say I owned and ran a small business for 11 years. I created hundreds of jobs, benefits, retirement benefits, also healthcare benefits. I know what worker productivity means, and that means that you have to make sure that your employees are taken care of and have a living wage. In the Bay Area, I believe it was the United Way, came out with a report that very recently, $127,000 for a family of 4 is just barely enough to get by. Another survey very recently, 104,000 for a family of one. Barely enough to get by, low income because of the affordability crisis. And so just do the math. Just do the math. Of course, we have national minimum wages that we need to raise to a living wage. You're talking about $20, $25, fine. But I have got to be focused on what California needs and what the affordability factor is when we calculate this wage.
Ms. Lee, thank you. Mr. Garvey, you've said a primary.
Congressman Lee received her master's of social work from the University of California, Berkeley, specializing in psychiatric social work. During her graduate work, Congressman Lee founded the Community Health Alliance for Neighborhood Growth Education, which provided mental health services to many of the East Bay's most vulnerable individuals. That's her small business, by the way. That was her small business.
And it was government funded. She didn't have to raise a fucking dollar. She never had to make payroll. She never had to sell anything. She has
a master's degree in giving other people's money to crazy people.
Yes.
Master's degree in spending.
No, giving tax money to crazy people.
Her entire page is about
of course it's a $50 an hour. I wonder, like, what kind of outside the box thinking would it take to make this $100 an hour? Like, why not?
She went to Catholic school.
All you have to do is clap your hands, click your heels together, and wish real hard. Make it a cool 100.
Yeah,
so
why not?
What would that do to your? What would that do to your gym?
They hate small business. Every person on that stage that's nodding their head or agrees that the government should be involved in any dictation of small business hates small business. You know who would love a $50 minimum wage? Amazon.
Right.
Target, Walmart. Any corporation loves that. Does it matter to them? No, they're going to pass that buck on to the customer and they're going to keep going on as business as usual. You know who it absolutely destroys? The small businesses that are trying to make it.
Every single person in their constituency, all of a sudden hamburgers at McDonald's go from $2 a piece to $14 a piece.
And we've already seen that happen with the raise of the price of the Big Mac, because they're just going to pass that on to the consumer, and the corporations could foot the bill as long as they need to till everything else dies out and there's no more options.
How stupid is she? Do you think she's stupid, Greg?
Yes.
Just stupid.
Yes.
Not even not even malicious. How much malicious to stupid? What's the ratio?
Imagine this. Not real bright and hugely ambitious.
Damn.
It's a scary combination.
You learn a lot living in that education grant world about living off the tit and being a grant suckling, spending other people's money. It's addictive, and no matter what your success is a grant suckling, and I've worked for them before. And it's a talent. Writing federal grants and making money come, that's a talent.
And all the people I know who like her are sucklings, by the way. You're describing the people I know who like her. They live off of the government.
And no matter what success you imagine or have seen, you'll always see greater and bigger success. Someone who's actually, put themselves off of Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills, giving away other people's money, all on the basis of grants. You can make a fortune for yourself. People have done that around the homeless in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
You get rich ministering to the homeless, bringing them medicine, food, social services, just spending other people's money.
Yeah, all those people I know who like her, that's what they do. They're all in some sort of job where they spend other people's money. They don't actually add any value to society. They don't actually have any contribution. They're all like in think tanks or ways to help.
Mm-hmm.
Now I gotta let the fucking dog out. Excuse me.
Mike McCaskey, Birch, the Dems running for office on $50. So is that what it is? It's just to get votes?
100% it just get votes. That's not sustainable, and it doesn't even make any sense when you put it into application. But the type of people that also believe that the government has their own money and that they're going to write them a check and they're going to become, dependent beneficiaries of the government and don't understand that the government has no money are the type of people that vote for this stupidity.
It's got to be a
Someone
killer
pointed
for
out to
innovation
Barbara
too.
that 75% of her constituency makes less than $50 an hour.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. I'll give them all a raise.
Yes, everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, it's got to
Crazy.
kill entrepreneurs, destroy entrepreneurs, small business, innovation. It's got to be just a giant anchor to all of that stuff.
100%.
And the down the road consequences, the costs. I mean, so these programs, at some level they end up funded, supported, subsidized with tax money, and when the funds aren't there, when we can't take it from people, which has a crippling effect, the government decides it's just going to print the money, right? And then we have inflation. I think we've seen that. And there's another cost here still, even with inflation, because the thing that drives the rate of technological development is the cost of money. And so we can anticipate as a downstream consequence delayed technological development.
It's funny you say that. I feel like in the last 3 years that the two technologies that I watch the closest, Apple and Sony, have just all of a sudden come to. But before it felt like every month something was coming out, every 2 months, every 3 months. Now it's like almost come to a halt over the last 3 years. It's just
What's the new Apple thing? Someone explain that to me.
The goggles.
Yeah, what's happening? I'm laughing at it, but I'll probably have 4 of them in a year or something. I'm always slow to this shit, but I don't get this at all.
Dave did a review of it.
Dave told me he got one, and I asked him if he was walking down the street making odd gestures.
He came on the show and he put them on, and he was doing the thing where you go like this. It's basically you're looking at a giant desktop, but you can also see the world. And he said that the picture is just insanely crystal clear, and you can it's like that. And so you just move those apps around with your hands, and you can open apps and whatnot. And so you're basically, and he said he thinks it's going to be amazing for reading books. Also, you can just lay there and just read books.
Did you ever have an Oculus? Did you ever have an
I
Oculus?
didn't. No, but I heard they're amazing. Have you had one, Caleb?
Yeah, they're pretty wild. I just use it to play games on it because my parents got it, but they're so clear. Like it's very responsive. It's pretty incredible.
I heard
So
you're
it's-
playing a game and looking at your TV set, and all of a sudden your TV breaks in half, and you have to take the goggles off because you can't believe it's not really broken in half. That's how good it looks. Like it incorporates your reality. What's it called? Augmented reality, or like there'll be holes in your walls at your house. Like you'll throw something, a ball, and you'll miss the target, and then you'll look on your wall, and there's a hole in your wall where the baseball went in the wall.
right.
You have to take
Or like
glasses
you'll
off
be
to be
walking,
like, what the fuck?
yeah,
What?
like
Say it again.
like walking a gangplank, like on a ship, like you're
Yeah.
on fire. You have to like walk the gangplank, and people will like jump because they think it's real. It's wild.
Well, that's not going to have terrible second and third order consequences later on down the road, huh?
Dude. Hey, I will say this. For all the people who thought CrossFit was dangerous, Dave said this thing will fuck your neck up. He says this thing is heavy.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
so
it's all-
heavy.
He says after like he said you want to do a Zoom call after 30 minutes, you want to take that shit off. Yeah, it's
Hey,
like
so-
that, Greg. Like that. You see how he's just in the room, but all the stuff's like just like floating around him, like Minority Report, and you move it with your hands, pinching and stuff.
I feel like I'm losing my fucking mind having my iPhone on my watch, right? I've had every Apple Watch. I can't wear any of them. Maybe I need to attach something to my fucking head.
What do you mean? Like you don't need something demanding your attention like that? Like someone?
No, I can't stand it physically.
Oh. But you do like watches.
I like them more than I like wearing them.
Oh, okay, right.
I put this one on this morning, grabbed it, and I was putzing around. I didn't want to be late to y'all. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. But and that's also true. I mean, I'm not looking for closer ties to my shit. You won't find me in the line for the neural implant.
And they did that, right? They did that.
Hey, I didn't like the vaccine.
Yeah, yeah. You don't want to be injected with stuff.
Don't want a computer chip in your brain.
Hey, what does the Neuralink do?
I think the best of it is something attached to your head, frankly. It's an improvement on the ankle bracelet. It reminds me of the poor moose and elk in Jackson Hole.
Say that again. The what and the moose and the who?
They have radios attached to them. Half the wildlife you see in Wyoming. So you go to Yellowstone. No, like there's a bear with a big yellow collar, and there's a moose with a big yellow collar, an elk with collars. Everything's got collars.
Heidi Groom, I'm only sitting on Greg's desk spread eagle in honor of Valentine's Day. I'm not sure what that means, but I like it. It's cool. Whatever.
You have to use your imagination on that one.
I did use it. I did because I wasn't able. There was some. I wasn't exactly understanding, so I just made some shit up that works nicely.
Use your augmented reality to figure that one out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't need a computer tied to your head for that.
It's only going to be 5 years, and that'll be a contact lens. You won't need the goggles.
What is the Neuralink? Does anyone know? Like, what is that? Did they place it in some dude's head who, like, his arms don't work and now they work, or what did they do? What's the deal? You can get on the internet now?
My understanding is that
he can do Starlink without the receiver.
He's just always on Wi-Fi.
He doesn't need any of the hardware.
He's a hotspot.
I have no idea. I've been careful not to figure it out.
BCIs record and decode brain activity with the aim of allowing a person with severe paralysis to control a computer, robotic arm, wheelchair, or other devices through thought alone. Wow, is it working? Has anyone seen video of it? Is there just like the guy sitting in a chair and just controlling shit around the room like he's...
No, but there was where they were like asking him, really ridiculous math questions, and he was able just to do it in his head.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like,
seriously?
I don't know if it's true or if it was just a spoof, but what I read from it is that it attaches into where whatever you're thinking about, it's sending signals to the Neuralink. So at real time, if you were to be like, what happened on this day in 1856, it would run the search through whatever it's hooked up to, which is the scary thing. And it would spit out the information, and it just appears as like a thought in your head. So wrap your mind around that.
But it starts off as just a calculate. It starts off as just a calculator.
I don't know, but I'm more worried about whoever it's attached to and searching and the information it's providing and having it think that it's your own thoughts. I mean, once you tie the algorithm into that, like if you thought you had free will before, you definitely don't now.
I was just imagining someone just controlling an army of 3 million robots just with their own Neuralink. Like just being the king of your own fucking planet and just controlling everything. With a
switch.
Yeah, you're just like in charge of all your shit.
Yeah, so that's a little weird.
Like Mormon heaven.
Is that what Mormon heaven's like? Careful. Careful. Just don't say anything about Jesus. Jesus.
You get your own planet.
Is that how the Mormons roll? Oh.
I'm not sure. We don't get to that level of granularity, me and my Mormon buddies.
I don't want my own planet.
Not with that attitude, you don't.
Yeah. I think everyone knows what I think.
I'm gonna because you're on Neuralink. Caleb, I'm gonna send you something else. I have not researched this next clip, so I apologize for any misinformation. But this guy was on the podcast. He is an educator. He has a curriculum out there, and you can play just maybe the first 30 seconds of this. This is wild if this is true. Here we go.
Wait, who's that over his shoulder?
That's the governor of California. That's your old
Oh.
leader, Mr. Newsom.
He looks like the American Gothic, the
American
Whistler
Psycho?
painting person.
Oh.
No, the woman with the pitchfork. You know.
God, he does look a little bit like a sociopath in that picture. That's not a good look. That's
A little
rough.
bit. Fucking a lot of it. Look at that guy.
You know what I'm talking about? I think it's
No.
the
Tell me what to Google.
isn't it called American Gothic, the classic painting? The hell, I'm embarrassed.
It's a man and the woman with the pitchfork, and they look like
Oh.
they're
Yeah.
dressed as like farmers. Yep, I know exactly
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
What's that called?
The artist is Grant Wood. The oil
American
paint. It was painted on beaver board.
He looks like the woman.
Hey, which artist do I always confuse this with? Who's the artist who's all his shit looks like this? He does the Americana stuff.
I have no
Famous guy. This artist's name is Grant Wood. I would have never known that. I would have thought it was. Damn.
What's it called?
It's called. It's paint. It's yeah. You got it right. American Beaver Board. Hold on. I want to. Okay, go
we're
ahead.
showing some supreme ignorance here of our
That's
history.
okay. American Goth.
Anyways, it looks like the chick or dude. He reminds me of that. Okay, sorry.
Rockwell is who you're thinking of.
Oh yes, I'm thinking of Norman
According-
Rockwell. Yes. How did you know? Someone said it in the
Sevan.
comments.
A bunch of people
Why?
in the comments said it. Yeah.
Why? Why do I confuse those two? Why do I
I don't
confuse?
know.
Do you know who
Not even
Norman
close.
Rockwell is?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean like have you had dinner with him, but do you know his work?
No, I'm of that era. Yeah.
Yeah, God, do you ever think that American Gothic is Norman Rockwell? Do you ever get that
No,
confused?
I do.
Oh.
Oh.
Because look, it feels like this, right? It feels like this. It feels like. Let me show you this one. Sorry, Caleb, I'm push you out. for a second.
There's something in American Gothic. Yes.
It feels
all
like
of the Rockwell stuff is super wholesome.
that would never
Yes,
fly
it is.
today. Look at that kid. That'd never
Well,
fly today.
he's being reevaluated and seen by art historians in a kinder light.
Rockwell or Grant Wood?
Yes, Rockwell.
Why he wasn't respected?
Hey, look it up. There's been an interesting resurgence in interest and appreciation for the guy. I think he's gone from commercial kind of reputation because he was the
Oh.
Saturday Evening Post cover guy to now perhaps seen as of an Andrew Wyeth kind of standing. A truly great American artist. I think that's fair to say.
His
I got a bias in that I've always thought it was impressive, but I grew up with it.
Norman Rockwell, like Greg said, illustrated covers of the Saturday Evening Post for 47 years. He was first commissioned at age 17 in 1916. He created the first 321 covers of the Saturday Evening Post. He created World War II posters and received the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1977. Wow. Wild. All right. Hey, that's like what I remember what you used to say about, what would you used to have this talk you would give about album covers. You want the album to cover, the art on the album cover to be remembered as much or more than the music, or what was that? You used to say stuff like that. And this guy was kind of that, I don't know, guild for magazine.
Pull up some of the stuff. Look at it. I mean, it's pretty clear what it's tear jerky, emotional, direct. There's a transparency to it.
Born in 1894. Died 1978. Yeah, that's a wow. Yeah, those are incredible.
Mm-hmm.
That guy's gay for sure, right? The guy cutting the hair. If you hold your fingers like that, that's. Caleb, you're a medical professional. Is that guy gay? With the bow tie and holding his hand. Okay.
Yep, definitely. I see it.
Anytime I catch my fingers doing that, I want cock.
Strong correlate.
Yeah. Sevan, did you see Jillian Michaels on Bill Maher? I did. It was wild. I realized Bill Maher has slipped into retardation. He just goes ad hominem every time he disagrees with someone.
Look at the little girl in trouble. Is that great? I have three or four of my 5, soon to be 6 little girls could pass for being in the principal's office from a fist fight and not giving a fuck.
Yeah. She won.
Clearly.
Like, I don't even need to hear her side of the story. You know what I mean?
Sevan, did you see Jillian Michaels on Bill Maher? We're supposed to hate her since she's anti-CrossFit, but she ripped Newsom on his show. Now I like her. Man, it's kind of sad when someone. Have you seen that clip going around?
Go back
Greg?
one, Sevy. I'd rather do the Rockwell. Go back.
Okay.
Yeah, look at that. I'm gonna guess the cop's been sent to find the runaway boy and his family.
Oh yeah, nice.
Mhm.
Right.
He just pulled up there and goes, "What are you doing, kid?"
Mhm.
Now better than that, smoother, more small town.
You need a ride?
He's probably telling about the time he ran away, right?
Mhm.
And the waiter's just so hot.
I mean, you clearly don't want to throw him in the fucking trunk and slam the lid and take him home. That'd be New York style law enforcement. This is small town America. All of our political differences really boil down to philosophies essential to living densely packed versus comfortable in and around the land. All of our issues, left, right, are really red, blue. And so at the point that you're far, far removed from anything that's life sustaining, you're a cog in a wheel. You work, you live on the 15th floor of a building and you go down underground and pop back up somewhere and go onto the 30th floor. And you don't know where the carrots grow in the ground. And you just like, none of that's a part of your life. You haven't seen an open sky, maybe in your entire lifetime. These people are going to be Democrats, and they're going to fancy socialism, and you get someone who's got a couple of chickens and has to get up in the morning and feed them, and kids walk safely to school a mile on a country road, and none of those notions become tenable. You can't even keep your fucking chickens going on the belief system that you have when you live dense packed.
Mm.
And you're not an environmentalist. You're living on and with and around and for the land like people have forever. The environmentalists live where they have polluted their environment. They're in New York and LA. They live places that are unfit for habitation. And they're going to tell us, all the rest of us, how we should live, how we should interface with the earth now that they've destroyed any kind of anything healthy about the way they live. In a pattern language, which is perhaps the greatest thing written on architecture, maybe one of the best books ever written, I think there it's observed that there's no mental health living above 3 stories.
Interesting.
No accountability in that group. Also, they gladly give away their accountability and personal responsibility. They gladly give it away. They want a daddy. Pattern language, towns, building, and construction. Pattern language by Christopher Alexander, Sarah Ishikawa, and Murray Silverstein. Wow, they got a whitey, a Jap, and a Jew.
It's a
Good
trip.
combo.
It's roughly 250, 300 chapters, but no chapter they average around 3 pages. And so it's single sitting, quick, and there's some autonomy, but it moves from the macro to the micro. And I'd say a third of it, I'm not sure if it's not lefty hooey. And a third of it is mildly amusing to comforting to hear, and there's another third that's kind of shockingly amazing and maybe even counterintuitive, but on digestion becomes clear. Crazy good book. and you can just pop it open anywhere and read.
And it ain't cheap.
But it's brilliant. It's brilliant. One of the things I really like about it is the structure of the book is unique to me, and I'm a book lover. I've got a book problem, but so what would we call that? Well, it's architecture, right? It's a book on architecture with an extraordinary architecture itself. Sorry, what were we talking about? I didn't mean to.
No. That was good. That was good.
Does this book talk about the university that let all of its students design the campus?
Sounds like Prescott College.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay, maybe it's
No, I don't know, but it's Prescott College exists in an area that was residential that has become commercial and residential and Prescott College. So every second or third house seems to belong to the college. So you go to an address for your history class, right?
Hey, Greg, what happened?
It's cool.
Yeah.
Greg, so if you take those people out of that environment, do they become more red and less blue? Like what comes first, the chicken or the egg?
Oh yeah, you get Green Acres. There's a TV show about this.
So all of a sudden you take someone out of the New York City where they're just completely dependent and just a cog in the machine, and you move them out into the middle of upstate New York, and all of a sudden they want to have a pistol on their hip, and they start thinking more clearly, and they start believing in more personal accountability, and they live a healthier life, and they see environmentalism is different.
It's as simple as in that clip you were offering. Jillian Michaels tells Bill Maher, like, what the fuck's the matter with you, dude? Go buy some fucking eggs. Like, on the economy, like, oh wow. He's coming across like who was it, George Bush, that didn't know what was going on when they were swiping groceries across the scanner?
Oh, I don't remember that. That's funny.
Yeah, he's like, whoa,
Yeah.
What's that? And there
Or when Gavin Newsom didn't know when the lady at the checker at Target told him that it's okay to steal because of our governor, and he didn't know that was his fault. That's crazy.
He didn't know.
No one around him had ever told him that's what would happen. And the fact that it's happened everywhere, and there's no one that either watches, I don't know, flips on a TV that hasn't seen it, that he's been kept from that is fucking amazing, isn't it? Think of his handlers. Like imagine your job is whatever you do, don't let him see the downstream consequences of his action.
It's crazy.
He probably doesn't know there's a homeless problem.
They didn't clean up San Francisco for Xi Jinping. They cleaned up San Francisco for Gavin Newsom, or for Joe Biden. So Joe Biden wouldn't know.
Yeah, for Uncle Joe.
Yeah, well, Joe wouldn't fucking know what was happening either way. You might as well strap those Apple goggles on him and just lead him around like that.
Did you hear they're shooting a Leonardo DiCaprio movie in Sacramento? So now they're cleaning up Sacramento, which has twice the homeless population per capita than San Francisco. That's scary. Dude, Sacramento must be fucked. Wild.
Yeah.
Hey, so tomorrow, by the way, Fannie Mae has to get in front of
Fannie Mae
has to get in front of the judge and say who she's banging. The chick that's the Georgia district attorney that's trying to prosecute Bush. She got to answer to the fact that she hired some dude.
You sound like Biden, dude.
I can't remember their names.
Yeah.
Man, that's going to be so good. I hope I'm near a TV. I hope I don't forget to watch that. I hope I get to see that good on YouTube.
She's going to get removed from the case.
Oh, look at Will T. That trial's never going to happen. Did I ever tell you about the bump on my back, Greg? I had a bump on my back and I was all freaked out about it. Well, it's just a wart.
Yeah. Turns out it's nothing.
It's nothing, yeah. Had strong edges. You know what's crazy? The lady, so I went to the doctor and the lady was Armenian and her husband was Ashkenazi Jew. The inverse of me and Haley. I'm Armenian and she's the Ashkenazi Jew. That was cool. It was cool. I spent like 10 minutes talking to her about our backgrounds, and then 1 minute freezing the ward off, 30 seconds freezing the ward off.
Well,
But
they
it's
froze
still
it.
on there. It hasn't fallen off.
It's a descriptive update. Thank you for that.
Surprised they didn't scrape it.
So
Or
that
did
was
they?
the thing. I don't want to give medical advice, but the thing is, the thing that gave me relief, mental relief, is if it's cancer, the edges won't be defined. They'll just be chaotic.
Irregular margins.
Irregular. Thank you, Greg. Irregular margins. If it has regular margins, if it's nice and tight, it's probably genital wart on your back.
A genital.
Just a VD.
Okay.
Look, even Christine knew it was going there. Look, even she knew. I think I beat you to it.
Oh man.
The general
Sebi,
wart
I think
that
I
escaped
think that-
corn escaped your penis and landed on your back. It ran, saw my penis and got scared and ran over to my back.
Oh my goodness.
Sebi,
Or-
I know there's a lot of Jewish doctors. Are there a lot of Armenian doctors? Is that a common thing?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Uber drivers and doctors. Yeah, lawyers, Uber drivers, doctors, all the shit would make your parents proud. But Armenian never has one Uber. You know what I mean? Like you got like a gaggle of them. You got like 12 Ubers.
We got like Uber's so done. We got Waymo, and it's Waymo better.
Oh, really?
You
Yeah,
rode in it
don't-
again,
you
right?
You don't know what the downside to the Uber driver is to the Uber experience until you've Waymo.
Oh, is Waymo? Is that inappropriate? Waymo?
I don't know. Is it what, a cultural appropriation? You think?
It sounded like it. It sounded like it.
It either is or you're racist. But either way, you're racist.
Oh, it's a
Waymo.
self-driving car.
It's great.
Did you see the Tesla
You know
that
what?
stopped in the middle of a tunnel and
You know
everybody?
what Maggie said? I tried to get her to get in the Waymo with me to go somewhere, and she said her line was, I don't want to say it right because Rhett was quoting her. I think it's no thanks. I'm staying away from the fucking robots.
Yeah, yeah, that's good.
Isn't that great? I'm glad I got to live long enough to hear a wife exclaim, "I'm staying away from the fucking robots." That's pretty cool.
Caleb, they are everywhere, Caleb, in Phoenix. Like seriously, anytime you like if you walk from Greg's house like 2 miles, like start or I don't know, half a mile, start walking towards the mall, you can't put your head up and not see one. They're everywhere.
Wow.
Dude, that's wild.
It's interesting too. I've only done it 3 times, and each one's been a little bit different experience and for different reasons. But on the last one, I had Riley and Robbie in the back seat, and I got in the front. And on my phone, I slide when we want to go. So we're all sitting there in the car. It's closed. We put the seatbelts on, and right as I slide it, some knucklehead steps off the curb in front of the Waymo.
Oh,
and so I'm like, let's go. And before it moves, this guy steps in and we were not moving. There was a long pause. The emergency flashers came on, and then it started rolling. We started driving. Now we're driving with the emergency flashers on, right?
Hey,
And
can you
I'm
grab the wheel if you wanted?
There's signs everywhere to keep your hands off the fucking wheel.
Okay, all right.
That's the one thing apparently you shouldn't do. But there's also pull over and let me out buttons, clearly evident in the back and the front. And then there's music and there's help. But we're driving with the emergency flashers on, and people are honking at us. So I turn them off because there's a button there, and it doesn't say don't do that, right? I'm in the front seat. And a voice immediately comes on and it's like, what's going on? And I tell it the story. And she was keenly interested in the knucklehead that stepped off the curb. But I think
She
it was
wanted to know what he
almost
looked like. Was it an Asian guy? Did she ask?
No,
his
they
ethnicity?
probably have all that. But I think the flashers came on because maybe it thought it hit him. But it was that close.
Was it his fault, or did he have the right of way?
Yeah, his fault. He stepped off of a red curb in a planter directly in front of the Waymo. He looked over and saw no one was driving it, and we hadn't rolled, but we were going to any second. And so
And the voice came on. Was it an Indian accent? Hello, Greg. This is
woman came on, wanted to know what happened, and told her as we're cruising towards the location. And then she told me that my passengers in the rear needed to use the shoulder restraint because my girls just put the seatbelt portion on.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow.
Did she have an accent? Was she from a foreign country?
Slightly, but she was uber confident. It was cool.
When she said that, did you say, hey, make me? When she's like, hey, they got to put on the seatbelts. You're like, no, make me. You talk back.
No,
at all, or no?
I like to think I'm just going to do this shit. Please stay with my seatbelt on and get out. And I'm glad I don't have to talk to a guy that lives in his car, and smell the curry and Tupperware.
12 daily doses. Sevs, what's up, dude? In honor of Valentine's Day, I will only be making positive comments for the rest of the month and no longer make the hateful comments you say I only make. I love your handsome face, buddy.
Wow. Bullshit.
Really won over by Valentine's Day, huh? Really moved by
Is
today's
today
holiday.
Valentine's Day? Today's Valentine's Day?
Yeah. Didn't you remember the Valentine's Day comment that
Haley's
Heidi
gonna be
left?
pissed.
Yeah, and I said Happy Valentine's Day. Is it all?
Yeah, I
making
didn't
sense
know
now?
that was real. I just thought that was just like,
So never.
It's John Kramer's birthday.
oh, happy birthday, John. Okay, where were we? The guy, the misinformation I'm
thing.
about to give. Will you give the Newsom thing? Yes. Will you give the misinformation?
What is our fearless leader of this?
This can't
Golden
be
State
possible.
have to
This
say
can't
now?
be true. This can't be true. By the way, this guy was on the podcast. Great guest. Here we go. Forget his name.
Just signed a bill that will mandate California school children be taught media literacy. And in the official press release, it says that it will protect children from climate change denial, vaccine conspiracy theories, and questioning what occurred at the Capitol. And this is just me reading the official press release. That's allowed, right? And this comes right after New York just announced their media literacy curriculum, which means they are now encoding teaching children not to ask questions into school curriculums. Why aren't more people talking about this? I mean, imagine going to the school board meeting and being told, our new curriculum is to teach kids not to ask questions. Because what they're really talking about is teaching young people to look to reputable sources and then cross-reference. So if the New York Times reports it, great. If it's the New York Times, the Washington Post, and Reuters, you know it's true. But anyone who knows the history of the Church Committee knows that's complete nonsense, which is why I wrote a children's book about fake news, because authority could be purchased. So I actually write a fake newspaper for my students. You learn the logical fallacies, they scan the article for fallacies, and then fill out discernment charts. I know and how I know, I think I know and why, I heard, and I include fake sources that I make, and they have to evaluate those sources for themselves. And that's what real media literacy should look like. Check out my private homeschool community and my based books on free speech, Second Amendment, and more. Let's go, learner. Gavin Newsom.
God, I love that dude.
Yeah, it's good.
I hate
Brett
the background
Pike.
music though.
Yeah.
I feel like it delegitimizes his whole thing.
Yeah, look like the haunted, like the world
Just
out to get
lose
you
that
music.
shit. Why are we
Yeah.
doing that? Hey, and what he's talking about schools. This isn't new. There's no Socratic method in schools. It's all memorization and take what you're told and then regurgitate it on the test and move on. Like, how is this anything new? Because it's focused around media now.
I'm trying to think of anything I learned in school. I do think that there's a value in memorizing some things. I think there's a value in knowing things. I think there's a value in knowing what are the difference between a highway and a freeway.
Is
and
knowing the same as memorization? Because
Well, I mean, you have.
could
I mean,
give
you have.
a fact, but can
mean,
you
you
tell
have
me
to-
about it?
I think there's value in knowing all the states and all the capitals. I think it's good knowing that there's 7 continents and what continent, like memorizing that stuff. I think that there's shit that they made me spelling tests and definitions, memorizing the definitions of words.
Sure.
But to start telling me it's the stuff that's to start telling me stuff instead of showing me stuff, that's the part that makes me nervous. That's the part that I'm like, wait a second. Like anyone can start doing some research on the polio vaccine and then and realize that, oh shit, the first polio vaccine that came out that everyone's touting and gave the guy credit for inventing, that thing got pulled off the market like in a year. That thing was horrible. But no one ever talks about that. But anyone could do the research, and so that's the kind of shit that makes me uncomfortable. You can't question January 6th.
My kids are memorizing as few things as humanly possible. Our schooling effort is entirely skill based. I want to teach them skills, and so there's no week that you could carve out that piece and say, hey, everything that happened this week or this month, we're never gonna apply it. You just be dead in the water. And so, and this is what happens once you've learned all the capitals of 50 states, you move on, and what do you hold on to? 25, 30, maybe 50. And you can talk of the advantages of that. My thought is look it up, fuck it. But even in a curriculum that's entirely skill-based, and what I mean skill-based, we're not doing juggling and hacky sack and that kind of shit. Though we do have external, maybe to what for me is the formal schooling. I've got jujitsu, gymnastics, wood shop, art, piano, all that kind of stuff. But in terms of the scholastic pieces, it's skills entirely, and these skills are cognitive skills, and they break down into quantitative and qualitative analysis. And things like reading, writing, rhetoric, trigonometry, calculus, probability theory, all that stuff, all of the stuff of qualitative and quantitative analysis, these skills can only be expressed, demonstrated, or contextualized against knowledge. And so to claim that you've got a little scholar that sits here and can read anything and write masterfully or forcefully about it, that is employing all of the accepted standards of common usage and some modicum of rhetorical flourish. By the time a kid can do that, you got to have them reading something, right? And so what? Well, how about the Western canon? And so rather than trying to force I don't want to belabor the point.
No. Keep going. This is good.
It's easy. It's easy to pick up some non-skill based kind of learning, but to get to a point in a reading of a representation of Bastiat's The Law, or I guess it was The Road to Serfdom. We have a hero in this story. This is the Tuttle twins. We have a hero in the story, the Sanchez family, whose farm is taken in a scheme for a highway under eminent domain. And Riley stops the show, my 10-year-old, and goes, "Wait a minute, you can't do that." And I'm like, "Oh, you can." And next thing you know, we're talking about the Institute for Justice, and tell them this story about the old lady that stopped fucking Trump from building a casino and taking her house against her will. Super cool. What a nice thing to do. What a setup. What a great setup.
Greg, what if we were too stupid to teach our kids the things you were talking about?
Well, we didn't used to be. I mean, this is the stuff. This is the reading, writing, and arithmetic. In fact, I think parents were fond of it before they knew that arithmetic was started with an A and not an R. Some fucking knucklehead, chowder brain Southern yokel knows that people do arithmetic can rule the world. They fucking figured my shit out, do my taxes, and help me with my yield and everything else. So you want your kid to learn arithmetic. And so the 3 R's make sense. But whether you spell arithmetic with an A or an R, to not be able to do it is an impediment. And so I apologize to Riley that I'm sorry, but 9 times 7 is 63. Not only do you have to be able to do that and do it quickly, but you have to be able to do 63 and come up with 9 times 7. Now, is uncool as that is, 8 and 5 is 13, etc. And I fought that shit forever, until you can just spit it out quickly, until you have it burned in deeper than you think it should be. The more creative, expressive, and philosophical aspects of math stand at a remove. But there's less to memorize in mathematics than there is in any other field, almost definitively so, almost by definition. In fact, with each passing year in math, you're memorizing less and less until very early in the process, long before you're out of high school, there's nothing else to memorize. You don't have to memorize a fucking thing. It's all derivable. And God, is that powerful.
But you do have to memorize your multiplication tables. I mean, you should.
I apologize ahead of time about the 8 plus 5 and the 9 times 7. You got to be able to just fucking do that quickly.
But as you memorize them, you can also apply the logic to them.
I don't know what value it is. I can pull out the calculator and do 9 times 7. But I know this: to not see factorizations quickly is a huge impediment to low-level math.
To memorize it without knowing why it works would be a mistake. You memorize it.
I don't. You know, the why of 5 plus 4 is this. There's your fucking why. And counting on your fingers. If you don't know it's 9, if you haven't memorized it, you have to go at it rationally. And I've told Riley, well, fuck you, man. Make 9 piles of 7. I've got blocks here. I've got little tiny.
And that's what I'm talking about. The rational piece. That's what I'm talking about. The rational piece. So there's a difference between memorizing something and being also to rationalize it versus being told something that for instance, don't question January 6th and it not being rational. There's the distinction. You're okay with people memorizing stuff that can be explained rationally, right?
No, I'm telling you that if you have to if you have to figure out by argument that 9 times 7 is 63, you will be paralyzed at later math. And right when we want you to learn lessons and not facts, when we want you to see patterns, and as the math becomes increasingly powerful, it also in many senses becomes abstract. And if you're going to the calculator for 9 times 7, you're moving in quicksand. And the bummer is, in and of itself, I don't think there's really much advantage to knowing 9 times 7 is 63. But not being able to do that will make algebra and consequently trigonometry and therefore calculus all but impossible. And the significance of that is that, well, what is calculus? But the science and math of change. It's a huge thing. I mean, in the quadrivium we were studying music and astronomy, hoping to learn what it is that we later are able to do with calculus. It's a vital, essential piece of instruction. And I have to apologize again for you needing to be able to just spit out 8 plus 5 is 13. If you go 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, there's your proof. You just proved it. But it's too hard.
But if you can't prove it, you shouldn't memorize it.
You'll do it. You'll do it automatically. Kids that count on their fingers.
Dan Guerrero says something funny.
Until you've memorized it, that's all you have. That's all you got. Until you
no adult uses a calculator for 9 times 7. If they do, they're not an adult. Hey, what percentage of the country do you think doesn't know 9 times 7? You think
the same percentage that agrees with the $50 minimum wage?
What's the literacy rate? Yeah. I bet you she doesn't know.
It's the New York Times reporter that's putting hearts for the dots on the I.
Imagine your only argument.
It thinks that Trump is just like Hitler.
Imagine your only argument.
It wants to free Palestine. She doesn't know what 9 times 7 is.
From the river to the sea.
Yes.
Oh,
it's people that find power in the argument from rhyme. Bush lied, millions died. That's got to be true. It rhymes.
It rhymes. Yep, like the way it's packaged.
Yeah. It's that William F. Buckley called this the logical power of the rhymed couplet. It's a common feature of fucking stupid people.
Mm-hmm.
You must have
Rappers?
quit. The glove doesn't fit, right?
Yeah,
Oh, I
that's
never
right.
thought of it like that, and it rhymes. Take that back to the jury box. And
Don't
all
say
around the
gay,
time you
Bill.
go, you must have quit if the glove don't fit. It rhymes.
Beautiful tagline. Sell it.
They don't mention the rhyme because that's a higher order intelligence. You have to notice it. They just, God, there's something about that. It makes a lot of sense. They're just feeling the rhythm. That's what it is to be stupid.
I'm looking at the literacy rate, worldwide literacy rate. What's the literacy rate for the United States?
My 8-year-old Rhett noticed someone taking 2 from 6 with their fingers. And he loved that.
Where did he see that? Like just like at some kid
I'm
event?
not even going to say. It's not cool.
The global
I had to tell him to shut up.
The global literacy rate for all people age 15 and above is 86.3%. Oh, that's higher than I thought. That's good.
Yeah, that's by
Wow.
survey, right? Are you illiterate? Fuck no.
Everybody who should have answered that couldn't
Yeah.
read the survey, so we don't actually have.
Or
those
you
numbers.
can just hit a stadium if you're illiterate. Put your hand up. Right, there's only like 2 in the whole fucking stadium.
And they got their Apple goggles on. They're doing this.
Listen to
I
this.
don't think anyone performing literacy studies is literate. I would be surprised.
Hey, dude,
I would be
California has the
surprised.
lowest literacy rate in the country.
Yeah. Listen,
Only
that's a story.
77% of California is literate.
Right.
Holy
Guys,
shit.
according to experts at Harvard, I'm gone. Right? It's one of those things.
Oh my God, the U.S. ranks 125th in literacy amongst all countries. We're a bunch of morons. We're on Team Moron.
That's because we have people in universities studying literacy.
Taking surveys.
Listen to the countries that have the highest literacy: Tonga, Antigua, Cayman Islands, and Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
I imagine in the clicks and whistles places you have 100% literacy.
Russia, Poland, Ukraine, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Cuba, Azerbaijan, Tajikistan, Belarus, and Kyrgyzstan. I don't know what that one. Kyrgyzstan. Is it? Oh yeah, Kyrgyzstan. All claim to have 100%.
Claim.
Oh, Africa's bad. Wow.
Clicks and
Chad
whistles.
has 27% literacy. That is fucked up.
Oh, that's funny. I wonder how much that literacy rate would run parallel with the credit card debt.
Hey, I got a guy for you guys. A guy named Abul Barakat al-Baghdadi.
Sounds
What do
like
you
a
think? What are your
terrorist.
thoughts on that? You can't say shit
Dad
like
like a
that.
dog. Dad like
I'm
a
just
dog.
telling you.
No,
He either runs
Abul-
the 7-Eleven or I found him on Wikipedia.
Abul Barakat al-Baghdadi.
Yeah. He won the Ibrahim Award.
Oh, it's funny. This great story to tell about this guy with that name from Iraq. He was the first person to properly understand Aristotle's fuck up and free falling objects over a 2,000-year period. But this guy knew. But it turns out he's a Jew, so I have to forget it. Doesn't count, right? Not that kind of Iraqi.
Really? Is that true? That's a true story?
Yeah, true story. Yeah, the guy had it figured out.
But then when he found out he was Jewish, he had to
No, I
tried
don't
to-
know. I'm just saying now
Oh.
that I've read of him many times, but I didn't catch the Jewish part.
Oh shit! Yeah,
Physician and physicist of Jewish descent from Baghdad, Iraq.
Wow.
Well, I mean, it didn't catch, but the fact that this guy had the answer in wonderful, wonderful detail. not in the traditional sense of detail, but in the exactness of understanding that acceleration is created in action against a constant force instead of a limited, I'm not talking about drag effect, but and it was funny because Galileo had the answer too and kept it a little bit under his hat, was a little bit more careful with it.
Wait,
But
Greg, what
Aristotle
did this
was-
guy do? I'm reading shit about how like he's in Guantanamo Bay and shit. What are you saying he did?
No. I'm looking at
Different
A di-
al-Baghdad.
A different Baghdad dude?
Abu Barakat al-Baghdadi, the physicist. You had him there for a second.
It's this guy.
Yeah, it's here.
This guy.
He's born
Okay.
in.
Okay, I got the wrong dude. I got close.
Well, see, you could. Yeah, that's why we got to be careful. Wouldn't you hate to have put one of the greatest physicists of all time in Guantanamo, and you're like, oh, I thought he was a terrorist.
It happens.
We didn't look past the name. We apologize for that.
Yeah. It was forever believed for 2,000 years that a heavier an object was, the faster it would fall.
One more time. Your audio went out.
It was believed for 2,000 years, and Aristotle was perfectly clear on it in his physics, that the heavier an object, the faster it fell.
And this guy said no.
Yeah, he understood.
Is he the first one to say it?
No one had a clear, less correctable answer sooner. Yeah.
Sorry, Greg. I don't mean to. This is not directed.
It makes him a scientist of epic proportion.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm about to say. Sorry, this isn't a dig at you. I love Greg because he knows how much a moron Trump is and says it, and he's still going to vote for him, which tells you how awful the other choice is. Listen, everyone says that.
Yeah, and
I think that's.
let me be fair.
I don't even
been
believe
hating
that.
Trump
I
for
want to
20
argue
years.
with Greg on this. Go ahead, Greg.
I've never liked that fucker. Never.
I think he's more likable now than ever before. What do you think about that?
He's more what?
I do too.
He's more likable now than ever before. I think he's aging nicely. I think that he had some douche years for sure.
I think
But
to
since
do
I've
what
been
needs
50
to be done, you need to be a creature that can and will dwell in the sewer and feel good about it.
But for 50 years that I've been alive, everyone always says that we're just voting for the lesser of two evils. And finally, I'm like, dude, like, who do we want to run? Jesus?
Somebody young, somebody
who's
independently
gonna,
wealthy.
who's gonna run that we're gonna be like, yeah, he's perfect.
Well, no one's gonna be perfect, that's for sure.
Right. I am starting to like JFK, Robert Kennedy more and more.
I love the Super Bowl ad, and I smiled at the legacy part, and then I loved him getting even more press the next day, apologizing for leading on the legacy. So it was like a two-banger. It really paid off. Anytime you make an ad that's good, and then the news story of apologizing for it goes even broader, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
It is a meme going around, something to the effect of, I'm no football fan, so I don't give a shit. But whoever this Taylor Swift is, but just by the name, I'd guess he's fast.
Hey, that is a black guy's name, Taylor Swift. I never thought of that. Is that her real name, or she just she culturally appropriated that?
No, that's a real name.
Oh, I bet you it's not.
You don't think so?
No.
What do you
Taylor
think?
Allison Swift.
What is it?
What is it?
Taylor Allison Swift. It's a real name.
Oh, that's her real name?
Taylor Allison Swift. Allison's her middle name.
Yeah. Why
Hey,
would it not be a real name?
because most
Google
of
has
these
removed anyone else with that last name.
because so many of these ding dongs don't use their real name.
Yeah. You mean 50 Cent's not his real name?
No, that is his real name.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne.
Hey, have you seen the videos that Kanye's putting up with him and his chick?
Yeah. He's a
What
great
happened to
marketer, isn't
Kanye?
he?
He got. I don't mean to be a dick, but he got fat too. I don't really like fat Kanye.
Dude, he's got shit to sell. That's all that he cares about.
Will you pull up his?
Everything's $20, bro. Everything's $20.
Will you pull up the video of his girlfriend? She's wearing like an apron or something. It's crazy.
That's his wife, bro.
Oh, they're married.
She's an architect, right?
Is she
She
really?
is.
Wow.
Yeah,
I respect architects. I like that. That's a cool profession. Yeah.
I like it.
Designing homes.
Oh, she does that.
I don't know.
Not the same kind of architect.
But her body's crazy. Usually when people say this, Greg, it's an insult, but I think this is a compliment. Ken Walters, Greg knows everything. Yeah. Go to can you go to his Instagram?
You want to see her walking with the trash bag?
Is that what it is? No, she's wearing this thing. It's like, I don't even know how to describe. It's like her whole outfit's just a bib. Her whole outfit's just a bib. Dan Guerrero, you guys are dipshits. I don't even know if he's talking about us or look at this outfit.
That's for the barbecue.
That's wild, dude.
Do you know what's crazy is he posted it so pull out a second, Caleb, show the whole profile. So he posted that video 3 times. Oh, he took it down. He posted it 3 times in a row. Hey, is this a bad sign? I want to ask you this, Greg. Kanye walking around in a public airport. That means shit's gotten bad for him, right? That he's not at an FBO. That's what I was thinking.
I don't know, but she lets him walk through the airport and not be noticed.
Man, her outfit is crazy in the airport.
What airport is that, I wonder?
So I don't know, but he made the same post 3 times, and then he's defending it.
Yeah.
I guess he has a new album out. I wonder if it's any good.
No.
Oh, it's not? You've heard it?
No, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Oh.
Just because.
Do you like his music, Greg? You like Kanye?
Nah.
No. Oh.
Probably not.
He posted this.
Probably not.
The feud between Kanye and Taylor Swift lives on. This is great.
Oh, I'd be on his side probably.
He did something douchey to her like 10 years ago. I remember as a kid.
Yeah.
I guess I was 40.
No, that was
he was on stage and he upended her, grabbed the mic and just said,
Yeah, she got like award for best like actress or something, and then he's like,
was that Kanye?
I
Yeah.
think so.
And he ran up there and he took the mic and said, "No, it should be Beyonce."
What a
Which
mess.
was like, and you know, like who wasn't thinking that? But
It's funny.
can you
Now
like what an interesting comparison?
Caleb, could you play Taylor Swift's like 5 of her most popular songs for me real quick? Just like 5. Oh, this is okay, even better. I just want to hear like 5 seconds of each one. I can't think of. I don't know any of her music, so I want to just hear it and see if I know it. But go ahead, play this. This is good.
15 years ago. Damn.
Dreamed about what it would be like to maybe win one of these someday, but I never actually thought that would country music. Or
I'm really happy for you. I'll let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos.
Oh wait, can you go back so we can see him jump on stage? Oh yeah, he used to be skinny. He looks so cute there. That's the Pfizer rep right there. Pink. She turned to Bibi and took money from Pfizer.
Oh, they didn't show him on stage, just running up.
Okay, go ahead, Caleb.
I'm really happy for you. I'll let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
Look at her. She's like, oh.
Hey,
my
is this
God.
the same as the Will Smith slapping Christopher Rock? Is this very similar to that? But you can't slap a girl, so you just tell her that she didn't really win in front of the world.
I guess. Interesting comparison.
What
mean-
the fuck, dude?
15 years later, Kanye's walking around in a public airport and Taylor Swift made $5 billion off of her last tour. So
Hey,
see how
is that
pans out.
is that mentally ill, you think? Is doing that? Or is that going up on stage? I mean, I hypothesized in a joking manner whether Jesus maintained his virginity with Mary Magdalene. This fucking guy jumped on stage during one of the biggest announcements in the world and shit on someone getting the award. He was gentle the way he shit on it, but
Then definitely attention grabbing.
I would not do that. Philip Kelly says that's some shit you would do, Sevi. There's no way. Wow. Oh, Dan Guerrero didn't like it that I called Kanye fat. Let's see your six-pack, Sevi.
Dan's a Ye fan, huh?
Wow.
Okay.
You know, Dan reminds me, for better or worse, Dan, no offense, please, but
I hope you do
AOC,
offend him.
who's,
I hope you
who's
offend him.
always fun to watch, and I'm never sure whether I should turn her up or mute her and just enjoy the watch. But she was responding to Biden's senility, and she dismisses it deftly with Trump's almost the same age. They could have gone to high school together, and then puts her palms up like there. That takes care of that. And what I wonder is if you know, is this where you don't have to be much smarter than the message? That's kind of the David Stowe view on philosophers. He says philosophers don't come up with stupid shit to fool other people. They're in the throes of it themselves, and so the worst of their ideas are things they actually entertain. But the argument about his age is a straw man. It's an absurdity. It's ridiculous. No one's concerned about his age. We're concerned about his senility, his dementia, his cognitive impairment. And if he was 16 years old and hit in the head with a lacrosse ball and ended up at this juncture, or if he's 200 years old and listen again, say that again. That's important. Age isn't where I base. It has no element in my assessment of cognition. None. And I think that's true too for skin color and gender. Who the fuck cares that Jean Kirkpatrick had a vagina? She was brilliant. And her dictatorships and double standards explains most of what we're confused about today. From 40 or 50 years ago, it did.
What do you think about claiming firsts, like first black astronaut, first dwarf astronaut, first Armenian astronaut, first black woman to coach an NFL team, first, like, what do you think about, like, when, what do you think about that when, like, that's being celebrated?
I love that shit. I thought that at the games after the Open, you ought to be able to have a shirt printed up and have it authenticated by HQ that said you were the third fittest engineer over 50 named Ben that lived in the SoCal neighborhood.
Right. Like there were drop down menus
On
so you
Earth.
could pick. So yeah.
Fuck
Okay.
yeah. Filter yourself down to number one.
Yeah.
I don't care about any of that shit. All of that for me, it comes down to its motivational value. I used to tell people that some guy comes into me with a walker and thinks he's going to the Olympics in pole vaulting after he gets his neural implant and they reverse aging. I'm not gonna like, you're fucking nuts. I'm like, yeah, well, we got to get started then. You know, how many squats can we do? Let's get warmed up. We got a big road ahead of us. So even delusional aspirations can prove to have enormous value. I got more out of gymnastics than anyone I knew, and I became first name familiar with some of the best who've ever lived, and I got more out of the sport than they did.
Okay, let me put it in context a little bit. So you got someone like Jackie Robinson, and he in the modern era, Robinson broke the color line when he started at first base for the Brooklyn Dodgers. The Dodgers signing Robinson heralded the end of racial segregation. That had regulated black players to Negro leagues since the 1880s. Okay, so I get that. First, black dude to play baseball. Then, what do you think if then? First, I bet you there was a post for first black like umpire, first black like first baseman, first black like coach, first black bat boy, first black like hot dog stand attendant. And at some point, it's like, whenever I see that in CrossFit, like anything about women, I feel like it's a step back for women because like I don't think it just reminds me that should I, it triggers me like, should I think women are less? Like anytime anyone's like, we already know all the women in CrossFit are like holy shit, you know what I mean? I feel like that what you built, and let's just use this as a superficial example, but the equal pay at the games for women that you demanded that, not even demanded it was yours, you did it. I just feel like we've transcended all that. Like no one cares if you're a woman coach or a male coach or a woman athlete or a male athlete or like. And when I hear that shit drug back anywhere now, I'm kind of annoyed by it. Like it's diminishing the value of a woman being there. Like, oh, really? They can't be there. Like somehow they have some shortcoming that they overcame. Like they're a dwarf or something. They're not. They're just a woman.
I've got people that have or had penises taking trophies from women and keeping them from scholarships, from standing on the podium. It's a horrible thing from so many angles, from the common sense of it to the impact and all the values and the debates we had. And, you know, for better or worse, we ended up with Title IX because there seemed to be a universal realization that without some equal consideration, women were denied much of what is so extraordinary about sport. And by the way, denied in a way that the Greeks didn't deny their girls. And
they didn't. The Greeks had women's sports.
No. Yeah, you could box the girls, and you know, it was they were actively involved in combat sports. I mean, that was the gymnastics origin.
Oh, yeah, they swam, wrestled, and drove chariots. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Wow.
Chicken put a spear through your neck in Greece. It was a real deal. I don't know. I lost my train of thought.
But I'm also okay with celebrating Jackie Robinson as being the first black guy. But like there has to, I feel like there has to be like some like.
I like that there was a Super Bowl ref that was the first referee that had been in a Super Bowl. Now referee.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
I don't mind that shit. That's all fun. It's like bottle
it's
shit,
fun.
right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, totally. That's more like stats or just like his history.
And look, Kamala Harris is the first Black Indian person in the Oval Office.
Yeah, I'm okay with that too.
And look how easy it's going to be. Like, and it's a start, right? The first Black woman Indian. Think how easy it's going to be to come up with a smarter one.
That's true. That's true. So it's
only
up
remember
from there.
The humble origins. The first one was like fucking profoundly stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it comes down to the motivation behind it, right? Like you already said, Greg, it's like why are we celebrating this? Is it because it's actually a triumph that you overcame something? Is it just like a stat, or are we doing this for like some sort of political gain?
Anytime I hear anything being celebrated on that level too, I'm just like, well, where's the Asian guys? Like every position, like how come there hasn't been an Asian president or an Asian vice president? Like everything. How come there hasn't been an Asian football player? Has there ever been an Asian quarterback? Like they're like, there's not enough black quarterbacks. I'm like, what about Asians? Every time that's right where my brain goes. What about a Chinese guy? There's so many of them.
Yeah.
We got an Asian baseball player, and he's the highest paid athlete in the world.
Oh, that's awesome. From Japan? Japón?
Yeah.
Shohei Ohtani. He's a pitcher, but also
he hits, right?
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah, that's
He's
awesome.
huge.
Oh, Asian linebacker for the Dallas Cowboys. Wow. Asian punter. Look at you.
See, look at it go.
Asian,
I
like
like-
from Tonga.
Yeah, that doesn't count. Oh, I like this guy. Does he speak English? Does he speak English? Does he talk English? Caleb?
I think so.
Does he?
I
God,
think he
I
speaks
love
pretty
this
good
dude.
English.
Wow. 6'4", 210?
Got to put on some weight there. He could be like 225.
Wow.
Holy shit.
And what they cost him, Caleb? What's the number? Listen to this.
Oh man, that's let me look that up real quick. It's like hundreds of millions, almost billions.
Holy
Wow.
shit.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Judy. I
700
know
million.
my Asian accent was horrible. English. Does he speak English? Thank you.
English.
Thank you. Thank you.
5.5 million. It's like
Nah.
A
2
day?
million, like 2 million a year or something like that.
Oh, he's making more than $2 million a year.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's the deferred portion. He just gets some chump change, and then they owe him.
It calls for 2 million
68 million is deferred each year.
without interest. and
It's
he's paid
been,
60
there we
million.
go, $700 million deal. It's 700 million.
Yeah.
Holy
It's just
shit.
deferring it probably for like it says like tax purposes or
And
whatever.
tax
and
basis,
maybe-
yeah. At the
Yeah.
end, he's gonna owe nothing, and by the time he retires, they're just gonna have to throw hundreds of millions at him.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So they
700
got
million?
him on a $700 million deal.
And that many people even watch baseball still?
So
The
every
hell?
year they owe him 68 million.
Wow.
It'll get invested.
Wow.
It's a long deal too, 6 years.
So he's rich.
Wildly.
More interesting is the guy who was eventually cleared, the Dodger whose career's ruined.
Oh yeah. I recently just watched a podcast with him.
Wait, what
Yeah,
happened
what's
to
his
him?
name?
I
I knew
forget.
his name recently even.
Somebody basically claimed that they were sexually assaulted by him, and it turned out that it was just totally made up, and she was clearly doing it for financial gain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's even more interesting than that, if I'm correct.
Trevor
Matt.
Bauer.
It looked like this.
Trevor Bauer.
Some girl shows up and she's beat the fuck out of him. I beat her up, and then it's like, and they've got this history of she comes over, he fucks the shit out of her, beats her up, and on their first date, she woke up, he strangled her with her hair, and she woke up from unconscious, and he's having his way with her anally. That was the first date. And then there was a second, a third, a fourth, and then a lawsuit. And
Yeah.
so it's like, this is their thing, this is what they do,
Yep.
like it
And
or
there was-
not. And then she turns it into a lawsuit, and it took several years to unravel. Now they're like, yeah, this is all nothing. This is a kinky bitch, this chick, I tell you. And he's ruined. His
Yep.
career's
Oh.
over.
It really? His career got ruined because he
Oh,
had
yeah,
anal?
I'm telling you. The
Mhm.
first date, he chokes her to unconsciousness with her own hair, and he ass rapes her. It's not even rape. And for me, the coming back for repeat dates and being in love and all the texts and all that was amazing. I mean, the whole thing
But
was
you
like,
don't understand, Greg. That's what victims do. They keep coming back. You don't
That's
understand.
what you
That's what they do. They keep coming back.
Yep.
Hey, by the way, I'm not. No one could be like, "Hey, Sevan, that's mean." I'm not describing. I'm not saying whether it's mean or not, or whether it's right or not. But at the end of the day, it's personal accountability and personal responsibility. You can't just keep coming back, walking back over to someone's house and getting ass raped and blame them. You cannot. You have to have some boundary. When you walk to their
So
house
Patty
and are banging
Hearst
on the door,
complexity,
begging
right?
to come in. What? Say it again.
Patty Hearst was a kidnap victim, but then she's appearing in a video cam with the automatic weapons, ordering bank cards around with her captors.
Right, right. Carter gave her a what's that called?
Did he pardon her?
Thank you. Pardon her. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's interesting because it's a tough one.
I'd
You
pardon
lock
a
a
girl.
bitch in the closet and abuse her for a month or two, and maybe when you let her out, she's willing to be a bank robber. And I would say that's mitigated somewhat. That's not an easy one.
Damn. Poor Trevor Bauer. That sucks.
Yeah.
So he doesn't play baseball anymore?
What's going on with the Trev? Is he?
No, I
No, but
think
the
he-
girls calling him is nuts.
Oh, like girls just want. Oh.
I just made that up. I don't know.
Oh, shit.
That's funny.
I want to be on.
It's got to be true, though, right? Is that plausible? You
For
see
sure.
The chicks
Yes,
go, wait a
yes,
minute, you did
yes,
what?
yes.
I want to talk to that son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Show me a picture of him. I'm
Hey,
calling.
dude, I think all those high-profile murderers in jail, I think they get tons of beaver thrown at them.
All the serial
Yeah,
killers.
they
Yeah,
do.
for sure.
Yeah, I think they
Yeah.
get tons of beaver thrown at them.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Girls are great.
Wow. I can't imagine choking someone out, let alone with their own hair, and then sticking something in their butt, specifically my penis. That does not sound fun to me.
And then later you're like, I hope she calls me. I hope she calls me.
Yeah, I hope she had fun. Yeah.
I wonder if we're gonna have a second date.
Yeah. And then she goes, yeah. Oh my gosh. I was worried you'd have a little bit too much to drink. Oh no, are you kidding me? Dude, you're the best.
Oh shit! It says it led to unprecedented suspension from Major League Baseball, with no money exchange between the two parties after the suit was settled. I wonder if they're still together.
No.
Hey, dude, that's got to be a movie.
It's an incredible story. And what's interesting is, you know what? Mike Butenhoff, my baseball fan, my wife, who happens to have a vagina, and myself, we all had the same conclusion from the beginning. Like,
What?
wait a minute, second, third, fourth, fifth dates?
Yeah.
He's beating her up. She's showing up at things with sunglasses on. She's into this shit.
Right.
She wants the attention. I think it's somewhere that I read that she was trying to like just get him for his money. Like
Yeah,
she found
it
out
was
that
like-
he was
Oh.
worth like 51 mil, and then she was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna fucking get this guy forever."
She made up a bunch of shit, and in her text messages, she was saying she was setting him up to take his money. Oh, I
Yeah.
do think I remember that, the text
Yep.
messages. Boy, never text that to anyone, by the way.
She like sent Snapchats to her friends of her in bed with him, and he's like asleep, and she's like, "I'm gonna take him for 50,000 this time or something."
Oh,
Yep,
yeah.
And she,
Yeah.
I think even the Snapchat showed she didn't have like a mark on her at all. She was completely unscathed.
Hey, do you think at some point, do you think she settled because at some point he was going to countersue her and she knew she was going to do prison time for like extortion?
I think that's happening now.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
I think he did countersue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did countersue her. Because conservatively, it's something like $300 million that he lost.
She'll be
because of
able
her.
to give him. She'll be able to pay him like she'll give him $300 and he gets to beat her up and fuck her some more.
Not part of the terms.
Yeah, the money's gone. I'm sorry. You know.
Read the fine print. Read the fine print.
In
Oh,
perpetuity.
she was on Alex Stein's show?
Oh, she was? I haven't been following his show.
What is that? A sports show?
No.
Alex Stein is like a political commentary guy. He's been on here a bunch of times. And he recently got his own show, like what, maybe a year ago or something. And I think it was funded by like Turning Point USA or one of those.
Blaze, whatever Blaze
Blaze.
is.
Yeah.
I saw him announcing Trump somewhere the other day.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I saw that too.
Chick's got a massive forehead. Holy shit.
Oh, that's her.
Oh, yeah. Can we watch a little bit of this? Yeah, let's see this. Wow.
Is this Alex Stein's channel or is this Blaze's channel?
So is she portraying
yes.
herself the victim?
Yes.
What year is this? Okay, here
4
we go.
months ago.
Okay, here we go.
That, like I said, out of context, the next line under that is, oh, my friend saying, can't wait for you to be a rich baseball wife. There was never text that intermingled violence with finances or anything like that. was just a way for them to weave this narrative. So, I mean, when you ask me what happened, it's probably the longest story in the world. I think that video of me in the bed the next morning definitely raises a lot of eyebrows.
Because your face didn't look that bad, but then I saw other photos where you had black eyes. So what was that from the same thing? I was confused.
Yeah. So there's another thing that hasn't been public was when my entire body was photographed by it was called a SART exam. So really the timing of that video, what really happened was all of that. I did not make up an accusation about what he did to me. All of that went down. I have the pictures to prove it. I have the phone call that directly aligns, with no denial of doing all of those things. So.
All right, we got to have her on the show.
Lindsay Hill.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So she still denies. She still feels like a victim.
Well, she's got to play the part, right? If she's in a lawsuit too.
Let me tell you something. MLB put themselves in a position with him and her that it was extraordinarily in their self-interest at some point to make a mountain of a molehill if they could, and they couldn't make shit of it.
Why would that help Major League Baseball?
I mean, this guy's because they pulled a superstar off the mound, and you need to come up with something, and you need to dust him off and go, "I'm sorry, dude, our bad," and he's done.
$1 million worth of.
Why don't they just pick a fucking?
Why didn't they just leave him alone and keep letting him play?
How about just pick a Cy Young Award winner and shoot him in the head? They fucked this guy up.
Yeah.
I hope he gets $700 million out of Major League Baseball.
Oh, good. Me too. She hooked up with like 3 other Major League Baseball players, and each time has had drama. She needs to be on the no fuck list. Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
God bless.
Funny.
All right. It's
I'd like to
here.
see that list.
Yeah, there's a Padres player and
DBE.
another guy.
Hey, Greg, are we going to San Diego on Saturday?
It's weather dependent. I want to get out on the boat, and I kind of got it set up. But if it's going to do some kind of another one of these Crimean atmospheric river, I'm going to pass. Because
it's not supposed to be raining right now, and it's pouring here.
And see how it is. So we're gonna wait. I'm gonna wait and see. But you know what's funny? Just to
sunny
give
tomorrow.
Testimony to my love of the drive. And look, there's my shit kind of piled up here in the schoolroom because I'm proximate to the door in the truck. But I'm gonna drive tomorrow morning at the crack of dawn.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have Mike and the Bird catch me in Watsonville for going to Alvarez's thing on Sunday with you, or Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
So,
okay.
So I'm driving 1,000 miles and having my airplane fly behind me with the pilot to meet me there, so I can be with my truck. Isn't that
That's Hennessy?
Amazing.
It's like a cowboy who someone stole my horse or something.
You're like my kids who like bring their shit places like that. They know they got a new remote control car. They know they're not gonna be able to use it, but they still bring it in the car with them. That's good.
Hey, there's an interesting Barbie discovery in my house. And my girls have this pile of Barbies, this like wicker basket of Barbies, and it could be 2 full bushels of Barbie, and some of them are missing limbs. They're almost all naked and have,
my favorite kind of Barbie,
hair, right? And they're in a pile. But Maggie, about every 20 or 30 Barbies, because we just blow through them, brings home a Ken and unwraps it and throws it in the mix.
Yeah.
And the girls and the Barbies go after the Ken, and it's just immediate abuse. And the Ken will get dismembered, he gets stripped, and he's just made to suffer. And each girl will play 2 or 3 Barbies, and like, "Hi, I'm Cindy," and then smack them, and tear an arm off, rip his come up.
Wow.
And she does that. The violence on the Kens. She says about every 20 Barbies, you need to throw in a Ken. Otherwise, the Barbies turn lesbian.
Oh. Oh, I'm
Makes
gonna order
sense.
you a Ken. I'm gonna send a Ken to your house
Isn't
right now.
that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've watched a Ken. I've done all but put the Apple AirTag on him, But you could. It's a great video. I wish I had a camera. The life of a Ken in this Barbie horde.
What about a titanium Ken?
They play school and he's getting punished.
You got to try a GI Joe. They're a little bit more durable. I
They'd
used
love
to
that.
throw them up 3 stories and then they just come crashing to the ground.
Damn, Ken. So you're coming to? So I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. I've got to be there on the 16th, and so on the 17th we're going to Richard's thing, and so I'm just delaying.
All right.
But my thought is, if I leave super early in the morning, I'll be there mid-afternoon. Mikey will get in too.
All right.
Or he could even come the 16th.
All right.
You're going
Come
with me on
early.
the 17th, right?
Yeah. I'm doing when you're here. I'm gonna stick to you like glue. I'm excited for you to come. We'll do dinner tomorrow night.
Should we bring Davey with us, or is he?
Yeah.
Is he able to
Always.
be seen with us in public?
At least invite him and get credit for it.
He's looking into it. He's gonna look into it. Internal discussions are being had.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, Greg.
Love
Call me when you're driving
Hey,
tomorrow.
look, Matt, great to have you both on.
Yeah,
Great
I'm
to see you,
glad I got to be here on this one. I was stoked.
I'll
And
see you
guys
tomorrow.
are
Call
coming
me.
out here in March, right?
Yes, sir.
Indeed.
Yep.
Cool.
All right. Call me in the morning early when you're driving. I have Chris Cooper on tomorrow, and then I'm free after 8:30. I'll start bugging you while you're driving.
Tell Chris I said hi.
I will for sure.
And if something comes up, call me from the road.
Okay.
I have better reception there than I think I do at home. All right, gentlemen.
Okay.
Everyone, bye.
Sounds good. Love
Thanks,
you, bye.
Greg.
Happy Valentine's Day, ladies.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Ladies who are on the no fuck list.
Yeah.
Lindsay Hill specifically.
Is that her name?
Yeah.
I gotta go pee super bad. Hold on.
Go. Enjoy. Tomorrow, Chris Cooper. It's oops, wait. Yep. Thank you. I'm excited to have Chris on. No agenda. Usually I have like a bunch of shit I want to talk to Chris about. Just want to say what's up. Just see how he's doing.
Yeah, it'll be cool. It's been a while since we talked to him.
Yeah, get his great great supporter of the behind the scenes.
Big time.
Like huge. The biggest supporter, actually. More financial support than anyone, even more than CA Peptides, believe it or not. Really gave us all the tools we needed to edit. He said he loves media and wanted to contribute to media that the community had, which is really cool. He said he wanted to put it. I'm like, why are you doing this? So I want to put my money where my mouth is. We'll ask him about that tomorrow. We can all thank him and tell him how cool it is that he got that across the finish line. That he bought steaks for Caleb and I and spicy margaritas. It
was great.
I'm yet to see one negative review about the behind the scenes.
Really?
I haven't seen any. I got that lady didn't like me talking about Jesus's sex life, even in a joking way. But other than that, everything's been. Actually, that wasn't even in the behind the scenes.
You're muted, Susan.
Are you still talking about that lady's comment?
No, I'm over it. I was talking. I'm glad. What do you want to say? Do you want?
No.
Yeah. Because I here's how it did really get to me, because I don't want her to feel. I can't stop jokes like that. I can't when
I was a kid, I told my
jokes.
mom that people who became sisters or nuns or whatever, that she explained it that they were like marrying themselves to God, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, isn't that just polygamy? And I thought that was a sin, and because that's just what.
Did you get in trouble for saying that?
I did.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
I was like, how dare you make something so beautiful, so not beautiful, or something like that.
Yeah. Adults would say shit like that to me too. And you're like, dude, I don't even get, what are you talking about? I'm just doing math. I'm just doing the algebra. Does he got 10 wives or not?
You said it was marriage, and now we
Yeah.
have all of these nuns.
Yeah. How about you work on your fucking explanation?
Yeah, please. Still think about that to this day.
I never want to get mad at my kids for like questions that they ask that like make me feel insecure in situation without explaining it to them honestly. Like I can't. The example would be the one Caleb gave, but one time I went to a dealership and I was with my stepmom and she was buying a car and she wrote a check and she wrote and I looked at how much it was, the down payment or whatever for the car, and said like whatever $2,200, and I go, oh, do you have that much money in your account? And she got mad at me, like I was in like anyone took me seriously as a 6-year-old. Like all of a sudden, like she felt insecure. You know how like some people feel insecure if your card gets denied at the Target. Like what credit cards get denied all the time. Home Depot, Target. Don't feel insecure about it. It just is what it is. Just switch cards or look at your phone and fix that shit.
Yeah, but I just care so much about what other people think about me.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm so caught up in their opinions of strangers that I'm never going to see again at Target when my card doesn't work that I have to completely change the way I behave, Sevan. You have to understand this.
They're going to go home and tell their friends that they saw somebody get their card declined at Target, and I had groceries.
How embarrassing. I had to leave them there.
I had to leave all my groceries there, and now all the Target workers have to pick up all that stuff and put it back on the shelves, and now I can't deal with that.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, dude. He's the person's, it's just a kid. Like, lean into it. No, I don't know. I look at the guy at the Honda dealership. I don't know if I got enough money for that.
Would have been funnier if she just said, I don't know. We're about to find out in a couple days.
That's
right. Hands the guy the check.
Should I text Danielle and invite her onto the show?
Probably. You know, it'd be a good idea that I think would really win her over if you did it every show. Like, that's a winning strategy in my book.
And then she could post, he invites me every day. Hey, what do you think about her? I don't know this for a fact, but I think that her and Hiller will just post. What do you think about people who just post people's DMs? I would never do that.
Not a fan of it.
Me neither.
Not a fan of it. Unless, of course, they ask permission ahead of time or something. And
Yeah. I don't think you should do unless someone's
Also,
like threatening
don't post it when you have the username in there. That's fucked. Then you just put that person totally on blast.
Yeah.
Now they can go over to that page and then be like,
Dave does it too. Dave does it too.
I thought
with the username
he covers it up.
No, if someone gets aggressive to him, actually, I should take that back. That's not true. Dave, I've seen that I misspoke. Sorry. I've seen Dave do it, but it's stuff that people post usually on Instagram that they've already outed themselves and he'll amplify it. Okay, that's different.
if it's public, it's public, right? Yeah.
Like, if you know that someone, I don't know if I want to go down that way.
Okay.
Just remember that anything that you see people doing to other people, know that they could also do that to you. So the Tao is saying if they lie for you, they'll lie to you. So if you're with your husband and someone cuts him off and he's like, fuck you, and you're in the car, you should know that he'll also say fuck you to you. Like, that's in there. And I'm guilty of that. I've done that to people, and I've said fuck you to my wife, and I've said fuck you to the car. Like, no one, there's not these boundaries. Just know that. You're the person you're dating is a whole, or the people you're around are a whole. And also, you should give people what I think Bible thumpers call grace. You should give people a lot of grace. I was talking with someone about this. I don't know if it was used to yesterday, but trust. Like, no one is 100% trustworthy. And so someone breaks your trust, you don't just fucking throw them in the trash. Like, hey, man, like, dude. So
yeah. Well, I trust everybody in the sense that I trust that they're going to pursue their own self-interest as much as they can.
Well, for instance, let's say me and you are a team, which we are. Me, you, and Caleb are a team. And I tell you something, and I tell you not to tell someone. And then I find out, and it gets back to me. I'd be like, hey, you told so-and-so that. But I wouldn't even be upset at you. I would, like, right away go to the part that, like, you did it tactically or strategically. You made that evaluation that it was worth saying. Or that you'll
Right.
be like, shit, sorry, I forgot, or dude, sorry, I drank too much, or whatever, or yeah, I know. Sometimes I have trouble keeping my mouth shut. But I'm not there to play it like I got you, or like I'm not even mad at you. I mean, depends on how much is on the line. Like if you like show my wife a photo with me like banging some chicks and I didn't know you took the photo and be like, what the fuck, dude?
Dude, we can have a conversation about this first.
Yeah. Like what?
Before I even met her, what the fuck?
Oh, here we go. Ken Walters. I say fuck you to cars, but have never said that in 35 years to my wife. Yeah, but you're capable of it. Right. Trust me, I understand. Dave and Don killed people overseas and they haven't killed me yet. I understand.
Capable of it,
I mean, they
But
won't.
they're capable of it. Yeah, that's right. But I appreciate you not
won't.
saying fuck you to your wife. Yeah.
Hey, the other thing too is like we say, I talk to you about this in conversations all the time. I don't think people are either honest or conscious of their intention when they enter certain conversations. So like we've had a conversation, you said, hey, I'm going to tell person X this. And I said, okay, well, by saying that, we're putting them in a position to where they have to be defensive. And what is the goal that we're trying to accomplish with this conversation? And is putting this person into a defensive position going to be indicative of us getting to that end result that we want? Right.
Right.
And
just recently with that dude, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's how I process information, right?
Yeah.
And so that's the same way I look at it. Like, why would she share somebody else's, DM or whatever as they go back and forth? Because what is her motivation there, and what does she have to gain out of it by outing this person, right? And
Even when I want
that,
you right. But even when even when I want to out someone, I wouldn't unless I asked them.
yeah, I mean, it just depends again on like what's the point of you? Why are you doing it, right?
I don't even take screenshots. I don't even take screenshots. Anything like that.
Yeah,
Of
that's
people's
good.
shit. Unless I'm like unless it's like I want to show you like someone's boob or something. I'm on Instagram and I'm like, did that girl just show her boob? And I'll take a screenshot and then try to go frame by frame and see it. But other than that, like I don't even like I'm not interested in doing that to any. I think it's cheating.
It's a low blow for sure, especially if you're just trying to accomplish something such as like make yourself look better on the internet, right? Like she was only attempting to do that. I can't remember the specifics on the DM, but it was only an attempt to make her
Miss
look better.
Brandon?
Yeah, in this particular example.
Oh yeah, like she was trying to put Tom on blast or something, right? Tom Guerin. It's like
Yeah, it's like whatever. So you try to put somebody on blast to prove your point or to whatever, make herself look better or something like that.
I think I'm gonna go work out. My whole day's been kind of throttled. Oh, I should do the news. Maybe I'll make a news. Is it time to make a news? I can make a news. I never release a news in the morning.
You could do a news. I'd release it later in the evening though.
Say that again. What again? Who? What? Caleb? What? Sousa?
You should talk about Tim Tebow in your news.
And I was saying
about him circumcising boys.
Yeah.
God, that's fucking so weird, isn't it? He does genital mutilation. Why is he doing that? Why is he circumcising little boys? That is bizarre.
I guess it looks like it might have been a while ago, even.
So it's been a while. It's been a while since we've had Don on. We've only had Don on once.
Yep.
And then we invited him on a couple times, and he had some scheduling issues, right?
Sure.
Do you think those were legitimate scheduling issues? I do.
Yeah, I bet he's busy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's always been responsive, right?
Always responsive, very responsive.
Yeah. Hey, we should do something though. I bet you and I could do the interview without Dawn, and I'll be Dawn, you be you, and then we'll bring Dawn in and see how closely our answers are aligned.
Oh, like a mock interview.
Yeah.
I think I should bring him in here and just like shoot the shit with him.
In studio would be really cool. That would be a whole different vibe.
He lives close to me.
Close enough.
Oh shit, Will Brandstetter. It wasn't cool for the main reason that Danielle twisted perception of DMs to be creepy or something. They were stuff like rad shoes or sick, and she's trying to expose someone.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Danielle. One B is out for people who haven't watched 1B, behind the scenes 1B. Like some of you might, it's kind of hard to find. So it got put on the homepage, on the landing page. Mike Poolboy, my mom said she cut my foreskin so my pee would look better and can stay clean. I don't think she cut it, dude. I think she let some dude cut it. I think the first person that ever touched your penis was a dude.
Yeah.
Explains a lot about Pool Boy.
Does Pedro have a fake
Like
news?
the long silence breaks here.
Because I don't want to really get off, but I think I should. I guess.
Okay, is that what we're contemplating?
Yeah, because I was gonna go to the skate park. What really? Please send me code to your phone for. I have a past due balance on my Xfinity account.
Is that why the internet went out?
My mom. Oh shit! Wow. I guess I could pay. Can we pull up Pedro's fake news? Let's just we'll watch that together. Let's see if that inspires some.
Every time I look for Pedro, I just type in Pedro, and none of his socials go by Pedro. So
yeah, me too. When in my context, I always type Pedro instead of Peter. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, bill pay. I'm gonna pay some bills while.
You don't have that on autopay?
No, should I?
Maybe. I forgot to put my gas on autopay, and now I have like an outrageous bill.
Shit. Just let it stack up.
Fake news with the Heat One app. First up, Ariel Lowen has released some new apparel this week. You might know her as the wife to the most handsome and hilarious man in Texas, or America's fittest woman in order of importance. Her new apparel has the Lowen lion, and I don't actually know why it has "I train in my garage" on it. That's weird. Holy shit. Anyway, buy her t-shirt so she can feed her child or put another door on her garage gym or whatever. I don't know. CF Affiliate Collective have upped their operations this week as they look to move to do something. Having talked since the affiliate fees were raised, head honcho, Frank, has moved to further clarify his plans to buy back CrossFit. No, it's just repetitive shouting. It's not a plan. It's just pointing and shouting. The CrossFit Affiliate Collective refused to pay for the use of the name and brand because it offers no value. Wait a minute. I see what you're doing there. No numbers, no facts, no figures, no plan, just IP theft. The CF Affiliate Collective. Join Frank, Brian Rank, Blank. Fresh off starring alongside Dallin Pepper, Ricky Gerard, and Colton Mertens in Sevan's Mic'd Up at Tier Wadapalooza, Jason Hopper has relaunched his YouTube with the fresh idea of, well, he's doing Mic'd Up, but it's missing Dallin. So it's better. Well, actually, Taylor Self is going to be on it from time to time, and with him and Jason together, you might actually get to see and hear a murder. If you want real news, you should download the Heat One app, and they've got some games and gambly things going on during the Open as well. They've got different stuff, like they've got over-under on bets, and they've got back and forth and side to side, and I don't know anything about gambling. Fake news with the Heat.
Oh, I want to see the first part again. I was paying my bills. Let me see the first part again.
I was paying my bills.
One app. First up, Ariel Lowen has released some new apparel this week. You might know her as the wife to the most handsome and hilarious man in Texas, or America's fittest woman in order of importance. Her new apparel has the Lowen lion, and I don't actually know why it has "I train in my garage" on it. That's weird. Holy shit. Anyway, buy her a t-shirt so she can feed her child or put another
Hey,
door on
why
her
is that
garage.
shirt so short?
The
It's a
crop.
crop top.
They
Oh,
have a
that's
bunch
a
of different
crop.
versions, but that's a
Oh.
crop.
Oh, all right.
Here, I'll show you it's in her bio if anybody wants it.
Oh, look at this. After seeing Pool Boy yesterday video, I ordered one of those sweet ass CEO jerseys. Also snagged a Mandate Fitness shirt. Can't wait to represent. Oh, thanks, dude. That's cool. Thanks,
Nice.
Pool Boy too. What is that? Is that a dress? What is it for little kids? What is that one on the
That's a
right?
dress.
Crop.
It's a crop.
Oh, that
It's
looks
just
like
like
a
a
dress
racerback
for like a 5-year-old girl. Who designed those?
I don't know. Maybe Aaron.
I don't approve of that. I don't approve. I like the lion in the back.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Hey, what don't you like about the shirt?
I don't know. Just I train in my garage. I train your mom. How about that? How about we train your mom? How about we train your mom?
But instead of train,
Oh,
it's just a picture of a train.
How about we'll train your
We-
mom? CrossFit Livermore.
Just a train
Holy
emoji.
shit.
Like a choo-choo train. That would really do it.
Hey, crop tops are cool with when the boobs kind of push them out and then they hang. And so, you know what I mean? And there's like, the shirt's like hanging off their stomach like this far. And you
There's
just
like a
know
shelf.
you just know in your head that like, if you were like just 2 feet tall, you could just look up into their shirt. Like, it's almost like you could look up in there, but it would be weird. Yeah. Like you've never walked over and been like that, but you could. You know what I mean? There's what's that called? There's it's tantalizing. You're seeing the boobs are pushing the shirt off and creating that space.
Mm.
You know what I'm talking about, right? It's that
I
effect.
know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. If I was 2 feet tall or had a mirror in my shoe.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I paid $400. I paid $400. It said when I went to my bill pay, it said I hadn't paid my internet or cable since. That can't be right. It said 9/23. Have I not paid my?
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's fucking 5 months.
Holy fuck.
Look at this.
Mine was only 2
Olivia,
months.
my husband loves it. No bra.
There you go. Yep. That's all
Oh,
you need.
no.
Drop the bra.
I see. I have 2 different accounts. Shit. Okay. No, I paid it in October. So I hadn't paid it since November. I paid it in October, so November, December. Okay, shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Maybe I should I'll send 500.
An extra? You don't need to
No.
do that.
I'll just send 600 total.
Wait, why?
Fuck it. Send 7.
$200 a month minimum, and it's been 3
Oh.
months since I paid.
Yeah. I was gonna say just pay the whole thing. I thought you were paying like a portion of it.
Abortion?
A portion?
A portion.
You put words in my mouth.
All right. All right. Pat McAfee. I'm thinking about selling my podcast to someone.
Selling your podcast?
Yeah, selling.
What
our
does that
podcast
even
to
mean?
someone.
What does that mean?
Or just all 3 of us. I'm going to sell all 3 of us.
Yes.
I've always wanted to be a prostitute.
Caleb's always wanted to get sold.
It's a dream come true for us here at the Sevan Studios. We've been sold. Berkshire Partners. Hashtag we're looking into it.
Oh, who could I sell us to? Just so
I'll buy
tired.
us.
I'm just so tired.
I'll buy us.
So tired. I'm tired, boss.
Okay. Chris Cooper, the owner of the largest gym consulting service in the world. I don't know. $10.
You in that crop top t-shirt. Sold to Olivia in the crop top.
I'd like to see Olivia in a crop top. All right. Tomorrow, Chris Cooper's coming on. That'll be cool. That's it. All right.
Yeah, that will be cool.
Oh, so what's the? I should do the
Gotta
news
make
now and
this
release it.
show.
Is that the thing? Release the news or wait till tonight?
I was gonna say you should release it in the evening. Like do it now, maybe, and release it. Or like middle day, like maybe like
Okay.
noon, 12 or something like that. Hey, you want to hear an interesting story right before we go?
Please.
And actually, the picture of it actually came in that a text started with you and I. I always screw up the name of the gym here.
I don't see it.
What
What do you think about the no rep news post with you and Dale?
and
King?
Dale? That's hilarious, huh?
Dude, that's weird. That means whoever's running that count. I mean, that's some pretty inside shit.
Well, they found it off like somebody else who was at the summit story, and then took that photo from like their story.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
Crazy. Okay, what were you gonna say?
I can't find the shit, I can't find the thread anymore. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's with me, you, and Brendan from CrossFit. I always say it wrong. CrossFit Mecklenburg. Mecklenburg. Yeah. So my brother's been going to
500.
CrossFit gyms, and that's him there.
Oh,
The two owners of it. And it was funny because I was talking to him and I was like, which gym did you go to? And I was like, did you talk to the owner? Did you explain that you knew CrossFit? And he's like, I don't really lead with that a lot. And then yesterday he was talking with him for a little bit and he was asking
what country is that in?
It's in Charlotte.
Oh,
Yeah. That gym's like 2 minutes away from his house, less than. He says he could walk there. Yeah.
has that dude been on the podcast?
Yeah. Yeah. He was part of our affiliate series.
That guy, with the rainbow colored barbell looks like Romero, the UFC fighter, ex-UFC fighter.
Oh yeah. Look, you're tagged in that.
Oh yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
what's up?
So anyhow, that was pretty funny. Because at first my brother was like, "Oh no," like he didn't mention anything, and then he sent that text the other day, and he's like, "Yeah, we got talking." And
Is he a member there now?
I think he is. I think he's gonna be a member there. He's gonna try out a few. I told him to go check out Taylor too across.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
That's a cool
but
gym.
I think that gym's a little bit away from his house, and like my brother needs something super close by so he could just get into the routine. Like if he's got to drive 20 to 30 minutes, he won't make that consistently. But if it's walking distance from the house, it's a little.
Was your brother ever a member at your gym?
Well, did he go to the gym? Yeah, he didn't pay shit.
I know, but did he go? Did he go regularly?
Yeah, yes and no. Like, yes and no. When I started the gym, he was actually studying abroad, so he was spending some time in England then.
Has he ever been like a crazy into CrossFit like you?
Yeah. So when I started, like, I did a lot of the stuff at the garage. I had moved back in with my parents for a period of time, and so he was still living there, finishing up community college before he went down to San Diego for school. And so it's funny because my brother and I were always like hyper competitive with each other. And I would get pissed off because like I would buy it, like I bought a set of rings, right? So like I bought like a set of rings and I was like, okay, cool. We're going to hang these up. At the time, it was like in a tree in front of the house. And I was like, I'm going to learn how to do muscle ups. And so we were watching videos on YouTube and shit like that. And then I leave because I got to go to work and he doesn't. And when I come back, he's like, hey, check this out. Like late at night in the garage and just like hits a muscle up. And I'm like, you son of a bitch. So technically he got a muscle up before I did. But yeah, we used to do CrossFit in the garage together quite a bit before I moved out, before he moved to San Diego.
I was like that with the guy I started CrossFit with. We were crazy competitive about who could get muscle ups and all that shit first. ATWB semifinals, Young, Spin, and Jason. Jason who? Oh, Jason from CF Media, John Young, and Brian Spin will all be on the in 2 hours. Be on the what is ADA? What does it stand for?
Around the whiteboard.
Around the whiteboard. Why doesn't he write it out around the whiteboard? Why doesn't he write it out?
So much writing, so many words, so many letters.
I think look, he doesn't it's not even in the description. It says head to beyond the whiteboard for all access, perfect solution to your affiliate management and workout tracking problems. Should say solutions, tracking solutions, not problems. Right?
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Providing solutions, not more problems.
How the fuck is anyone supposed to watch this? Oh, John's wearing a CEO shirt. Look at that. Oh, and he got a shirt that says Real Brian and Jason CF Media. Jeez.
I think the one that he did with about Hiller finally ellipsed the show that I was on, which was the #1 most viewed one for a while.
And he's got some other big shows too now.
He does. He's got quite a few of them.
He got a show with 29,000 views.
Yeah, do it by popularity.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, look at that. 11 and 12. Two most recent on 6 days ago, 8 days ago.
Is that from
Susan
home or
Hiller.
oh, those are live shows. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Andrew Hillard, the needle mover.
Dang, Sue's all the way down here. At least you're ahead of Boz.
Oh no! But around the whiteboard, he's number 3. Sousa's number 3.
And that was only till 8 days ago. It's #1 before that.
I'm been pushed down to number 6.
Makes sense.
Thanks, Sousa. I heard.
Seeing if you caught that one.
Caller, hi.
What's going on?
Hey. I want you to
So
know.
here-
I know I'm going to be very aggressive. Who is this?
Who do you think it is?
Oh, hey, what's up? I'm not going to be. I'm going to be very aggressive. I'm going to just start hanging up on people. People are so stupid. People, like 100 people have said they didn't like the show with Dave because of the callers. It's not the callers they didn't like. It's how I handled the callers. But they're too stupid.
You can hang up on me whenever you want.
They're too stupid to know that. Hey, how many shops you got
Dude,
now? How many shops you got? How many Paper
Hourly,
Street?
Ken.
How many Paper Street locations are there?
100%. Location number 2 is coming up. I'm actually got a no call, no show for a virtual interview that was supposed to happen at 12, and guy never showed up. So there's that.
Dude,
Sorry about that. The podcast ran longer than I expected.
Pretty much.
I was gonna be ready.
I'm like, dude, I could be listening to the show instead of having to wait here
Hey,
for a guy to show up.
Gabe, what are we doing for Taylor Self versus the World? Are we giving away like a $100 bag of coffee or something? I forget you Gabe, you said something to me about that. What are we doing? Were we doing something?
$100 seems not enough. How about we do a $200 gift card?
Oh, damn. That's awesome.
What do they have to do? Do they have to do something? They have to pick the right winner? Something?
No, not at all. Just
Be in
at the
chat?
end of be in the chat. At the end of the competition, let's say Taylor wins. Hey, Taylor, pick someone that's in the chat, and he picks Barry McCockiner. Barry gets a $200 gift card to the website.
Shit. Okay.
Awesome.
And if he picks
Yeah, you just
Rambler,
have to be watching.
and if he picks Rambler, doesn't get any prizes, right? Because Rambler doesn't want to give up his identity. So if it's Rambler, he doesn't get it.
Yeah, we got to know who you are.
I mean, Rambler, he's got to make a decision. He wants to keep his identity secret, or he wants really, really good coffee. So that's on him.
Look at David Weed.
But-
Dude, that show with Dave was one of the worst shows ever. God, I couldn't.
It was good.
I think it was great. Even if
It was
you
amazing.
Even if you hated the colors, yeah, I think it was amazing too.
You know which show I'm looking forward to? The show with BIRTHFIT. Can we talk about your best sponsor?
Oh yeah. BIRTHFIT. Lindsay Cantu. She's coming on soon.
Dude,
She's gonna
she is
tell her
so
version.
amazing. Well, I don't know if people know, but I'm not expecting a child. My fiance is expecting our child. And the day I found out, I texted you. I think I called you. I was like, Sevan, I need to get in contact with BIRTHFIT ASAP. And like without hesitation, you made that happen. So I appreciate you for that. And those ladies, Lindsay and Leah, oh my God.
What
I
did you
don't
like
understand how
about them? What
people
did you
use
like? You feel like they soothed you? They gave you confidence? What did you like? Why do you like working with BirthFit? What do they do?
Well, what happened was we had an OBGYN appointment, right? So we went there. We went to your regular, with a regular doctor at a clinic. It was a 90-minute wait for like a 2-minute consultation with the doctor. The doctor was such an asshole, asking about, oh, why don't you take this? Oh, you should be taking this, this injection, et cetera, et cetera. And it was just a horrible experience that at the end of the appointment, Michelle, my fiance, she like literally was crying. She's like, I hated that. That's so like, it was so weird. It was horrible. And a lot of people go through it. Like there was a lot of people there. So anyway, the next day we had just a quick text and a phone call with Lindsay. She made everything seem so great. She's like, hey, I have about 45 minutes. My newborn, I think she was a month postpartum. She's like, my newborn is taking a nap. I'll give you all the time I can. 45 minutes just answering questions. Then we hopped on the phone with Leah. It was only supposed to be a 45-minute consultation and ended up being 90 minutes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because
you needed it. You guys had questions. You needed, you wanted to hear. You guys had questions. You didn't want to be told what to do. You wanted to be given some understanding and the ability to understand your own situation, and they let you do that.
100%. Just the wealth of knowledge and just being present, I guess. Like, even though it was a Zoom interview, right? The fact of being present, being able to read the room, being able to not have it be transactional.
Yeah.
Right? Because before I even reached out to them, I paid for everything. I did not use your promo code because I wanted to give them all my money. I didn't feel like using your promo code. I did tell them, though, it was because of you, obviously. But it didn't feel transactional. It felt comforting. And when we finished that conversation, Michelle felt so happy. She was afraid of going through the process.
Yeah.
That after we finished that conversation.
It sounds scary as shit. Yeah, exactly. I was scared to go through the process. I wasn't even fucking pregnant.
Exactly. She went from literally crying, she's like, dude, I'm so afraid, to after having that conversation with both Lindsay and Leah, then they recommended Nast. She's out of New Jersey, a doula. She also gave us a bunch of information. Everyone that uses it, I cannot understand how people don't either know about BirthFit or don't use them. It's so crazy. They've been so helpful through this journey. They're your best sponsor. I'm sorry, Sarah, and I'm sorry myself, but to me, they're freaking amazing.
Hey, you definitely are going to be a good dad. Like when you say shit like that, yeah, because the reason why you're saying that is because you care about your wife and your baby. And so nothing's more important to you than that.
If you saw Michelle crying after that doctor visit to how she felt the next day after speaking to Leah, it was night and day. It's life changing. Like if you are expecting, or even if you're planning to have a child, definitely use them, and don't use them as like, hey, even they said you could still use your regular OBGYN. Like it's fine. You could still use them, but have them as I guess like not a backup, but just have them as a second opinion,
a resource. Yeah, I totally agree. They're not even in conflict with the doctors. They'll just give you
not at all.
They'll just give you perspective on things that the doctors will not tell you.
1000%. Like what you just said, people need to understand. Like it's so crazy, and obviously this is a brand new journey maybe it's your second or your third journey through childbirth and everything. They're such an amazing resource. They are amazing. To me, I can't put a price on it. So whatever they're charging, it's not enough. I'll be completely honest with you. Whatever they're charging, it's not enough. To some, it might seem like, oh shit, it's a lot. But just the comfort, the peace of mind, and the ability to make something that is supposed to be personable feel personable, not have it feel like, oh shoot, I'm just going to the doctor. They're just going to tell me, get this vaccine, buy this thing, go to Walmart, spend the money on this, do this. Like it was amazing. I'm telling you, man, like,
When we went to the Haley had already had one home birth. We used a midwife and a doula, And we went, and she got pregnant again. And we went to, you know, wherever, fucking Kaiser, wherever the doctor is, and some lady's like doing the ultrasound on Haley's stomach, and she saw that there were twins there. The lady in the hospital started saying all this crazy shit to Haley, like, oh, you're going to need to be induced. She's in the first trimester. You're going to need to be induced. You're definitely going to have a C-section. And she starts saying all this stuff. And we left there, and my wife was in shambles crying.
Yep.
And she spoke to the midwife, and 30 minutes later, my wife was happy as shit.
100%.
Yeah, they're about empowering the woman. They're telling the woman what she's capable of, not what she should be worried about. I mean, but not that they're not safe. They're very safe, but it's a different approach, a different bedside manner.
There's just human beings. Like, while one seemed mechanical, where, oh, I have to check off these boxes. With them, it was more of a, okay, let's have a conversation. Let's see where you are in your fitness, obviously, because, you know, how they explained it, this is more like a season. You have to get ready for childbirth. And the more prepared you are, your body is, and your mental is for childbirth, the easier it's going to be for the mom, and the easier it's going to be for the kid. And yes, I'm having a son.
Oh, congrats. Hey, I saw her last name is Matthews. What if I'm like, hey, I refuse to call you Matthews. I'm only calling you Lindsay Cantu. But that's not my last name. I know, but that dude boned you, and you had a baby. Now you're a Cantu. It's a great last name, Cantu.
It's an amazing last name. It's strong, powerful.
Yeah.
Famous graffiti artist named.
Yeah, man, I just want to call in.
Okay, well,
and
thank
to say
you.
one thank you to you.
Congrats on the baby. Congrats on the first location. Congrats on the upcoming second location. Congrats on the third location that you're not allowed to talk about. Congrats on all that shit.
Love you guys. I'll talk to you. I'm out.
Love you too. Bye.
Thanks, Gabe. Bye.
Gabe. What a good dude. Gabe keeps the lights on here, people. Sends the coffee, sends the money, sends the CEO cup.
Good dude.
Sends the CEO coffee. Oh no, this is the narrator. What do I get from Hiller? A chocolate cock. That's it. My whole day is fucking in shambles because of the rain. Like all my plans, I got to readjust. All right, yeah, that'll give me time to do more CrossFit news. People still are only sending me like tranny stuff. No one sent, even though I'm doing a news show, a CrossFit news show. No one sends me like CrossFit news stuff. You know what I mean? It's still like, hey, did you see that there's a guy competing in blah blah?
Not yet.
Blah.
Not
but
yet.
Eventually.
Yeah, I think it's catching. This is only what, the fourth one you've done? Fifth one you're gonna do?
Maybe I should should I change it to I heard a rumor. Yeah. CF I heard. CrossFit I heard. I
I
heard a
don't
rumor.
know. You could just drop the CrossFit and just say, I heard a rumor.
Really? Just drop the CrossFit?
I mean, are you using it for a keyword search or something? Why are you using it?
I don't know.
Yeah. You could probably drop it and be okay.
I heard a rumor.
I heard a rumor.
And then I'll still use the little news logo like I've been using.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
What's Hiller up to? Oh, he did a podcast with Athena. Holy shit, his podcast with Athena has 3,500 views. My God.
It's nice.
Then he did one with CrossFit and steroids and used Justin Medeiros and Matt Fraser. Oh my God, his Bill Leahy video has 21,000 views.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's cool.
Everyone's on steroids, proven rogue, bankruptcy, 48,000. Wow. His news show has 48,000 views. His new show has 6 times as many views as my new show. Fucking Hiller. Oh, let me see what Lone Ranger is doing.
Okay, I gotta run though.
Okay,
My
bye.
time has run out. Later, guys.
Okay, bye.
Later, dude.
Oh, Lone Ranger has a show on right now with 30 people watching. It's a death by show. And then Legends from Alabama. Goodbye semifinal. All right. Craig Ritchie. I just love my own channel and Hiller's channel and Pedro's channel. Oh, what's Barbell Spin doing? Is Barbell Spin still making? Is he just during the non-season? Is he just focused on Instagram? What? Oh yeah, he's chilling.
He's doing stuff here and there.
All right, guys. Ken Walters. Athena is awesome. That's why it was so fun to do a workout with her. Going to plan another down the road. Awesome. Yeah, dude. People are way into her journey with her and Hiller's journey. It's awesome. Barry McCockner, John Young, Snatch 305. Water showing up at his front door as we speak. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff. Send me stuff like that for the news. Should I change the show's name to I Heard a Rumor?
I like that name.
All right. Caleb, thank you. Oh, Shut Up and Scribbles on today, guys. Today's Thursday? No.
Nope, tomorrow.
Oh, Shut Up and Scribbles tomorrow. Sorry. Okay. All right.